certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to the Steel Toe Nighttime Show. It's the evening show. I feel very good. I am remarkably torn and I'm going to need you guys to help me with this. I wanted to save the Alex Jones, I almost said Owen Shroyer stuff for tomorrow morning. But it's way too good. Like, Alex lost his fucking mind today. He did a whole show about Owen leaving, and Owen obviously said some things about Alex. It's like, it got fun. Like, Alex did Alex. Owen was very much like, hey, I just want to be me. I don't want to be censored. I just want to say what I want to say. I feel like I'm ready to go out on my own. And Owen Shroyer has built a name for himself. So Owen feels like he's ready to go. All right, great. And you know, a lot of times when you leave an employer for another opportunity, you start off and you're like, hey, we'll be all right. Like, we're cool. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much. Like, you might be surprised to know Tri-County Broadcasting and I were totally cool when I left. They were like, "Oh, you're just gonna walk out on everybody." That they tried to guilt me with that. They're like, "Oh, you're just gonna run out on us like that." And I'm like, "Run out on you? Like, you guys are totally throwing me to the wolves here. You've done nothing to help." And they're like, "Yeah, no." But it was very passive aggressive, and we came to an agreement that if they paid me for my commissions that I had coming for the rest of the month that I hadn't been paid for yet, which totaled out to $5,000. And I didn't even ask for my sales for the rest of the year that I'd made, which would have been, I think, another month and a half or so, which would have been, I don't know, maybe $10,000. But I asked for the 5 and they said in exchange for the 5, you won't say anything disparaging about Tri-County Broadcasting. I said, okay, cool. Payday comes around for that $5,000 that they owe me. And they go, well, we haven't we went back in our records and we found collections from the year 2017 that show we never collected on these, but we paid you a commission. So we're going to withhold that. And I'm like, you mother. So they weaseled on it. Now in Minnesota, that's illegal. You can't. The only way you can charge back commission in Minnesota is if someone signs a contract that explicitly says you can. But I wasn't going to spend a fucking fortune trying to get $5,000 out of them. And so after that, I started having some fun shitting on them, and then they didn't say too much, but they took some like passive aggressive shots, and we had our fun with that's where the radio is dead thing came from. Was they reneged, so we decided we would be shitty about it. But that happens. So when people leave, that happens. For the most part, I think it's worked out for everyone. We're still doing our show 5 years later. They're still in business, in radio of all things. So I think everybody's happy. We have spoken since then about, who knows, maybe doing some things together. But look, I think we're a long ways away from that. But it happens. So with Owen and Alex Jones, there's going to be some animosity, especially since especially the kind of platform that Alex has, which is like, we let you say whatever, we let you go down the conspiracy rabbit hole and all of that. You're maybe going to take it more personally than others when people leave. And if you're Owen Shroyer, you were led to believe that, InfoWars was this place where you could speak truth to power. And when you find out now, according to Owen, you can't say as much stuff about Israel as maybe he'd want to. And I'm not going to go down the Israel road. Look, I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. I get it. But Owen felt like he wasn't getting to say what he wanted to say. And Alex felt disrespected, as like, it's hard not to have a little bit of that, yeah, but I made you feeling, whether that's right or wrong. It's hard not to feel that if you're Alex. So they're having this fight, and what I want to know from you guys tonight, do you want to watch the clips of this tonight and go over these and have some fun with them? Or do you want me to save it for more long form in the morning? I'm going to go to the chats. I'm going to see what you guys think, and that is, like, I've got this ready to go for tonight in tonight's prep sheets. I've got this ready to go for tomorrow in tomorrow's prep sheets. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. If we make money, I am happy. We barely hit that goal this morning, boy. Oh, did we struggle. Thank you to Ablo Pacheco. Thank you to Rabbi Smoothie. Thank you to Sandy, Brian M. Thank you to Sanford Son, Danger Bear Wolf Turtle, Random Bacon, and a bunch of others who were very generous to this program this morning in helping us hit the goal, as we're known to do. Let's do it again tonight via PayPal, Rumble, Venmo, Super Chats, Streamlabs, gifted memberships. Oh, the number is 24. If we do 24 gifted memberships on Rumble tonight, we get back to 300, and I have to go till 9. I also want to talk a little bit about the new schedule while you guys tell me what you want me to do on this Alex Jones, Owen Shroyer thing. We're going, during the football season especially, and maybe just forever, we're going to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I thought about maybe going Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, but Sunday during the football season, fuck that noise. We're going to stay away from Monday for a couple of reasons. Number one, we've already skipped this Monday for Labor Day. 2, we're going to be skipping next Monday for the Vikings game. And then after that, my son starts football. And I'm not missing my son's football, and that's on Monday evenings. So we're going to switch the evening show schedule to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That way, we get it all in the middle of the week. We get a nice little slow start on Monday, nice little slow end on Friday. I like it. We're going to do that. Let us know how you feel about it. Scarface with $5. Wow, that's harsh. Holy shit. I can't talk about that, but thank you for the $5, and I'm sorry you feel that way. Holy shit. I really do get under people's skin that have never met me. It's wild. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, my wife has awesome news. Oh, this might be why Scarface is upset. Okay, this might be why he's mad. Okay. My wife has awesome news. The Steel Toe Morning Show Reddit has been shut down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dude, they are. Oh, that is going to. Now, okay. Now I get why Scarface is upset. Now I see why he's mad. Oh, boy. Well, I'm sorry, guys. That's Is that for real? What'd they do? You have to be retarded to get a Reddit taken down. I mean, you have to do really stupid shit. And I'll be honest. I never visited it. I've never watched anything on it. I don't know what they get up to there, but if it's like any other steel toe person or steel toe hate person, they probably got a massive criminal record, are not allowed to see their kids, drug use in their past, and a history of mental illness. So chances are they were probably up to some dastardly shit. That's too bad. That's too bad. This is amazing news for Steel Toe and the fans. I have to be honest, one thing our audience is really good at is they really don't give a shit about any of that really gay stuff. Like our audience is made, our core audience, the one that supports us every day, is made up of blue collar workers. Like real people, not like people who hang out on live with their elderly mother, are not allowed to see their kids and, hang out on the internet all day. So they don't really have that problem. I don't think if I talked about some subreddit thing for more than a couple of minutes, I think my audience would get mad at me and they'd get bored and they'd leave. Pablo Pacheco with $5 says, can you point all of my donations today towards the guy in the cuck chair? Well, now I have to math. Hold on a minute. So Pablo Pacheco's at 50. That would put Brian M at 70. All right. Brian M is now at 70 in second place. Hunter is in third. Oh, and thank you, Hunter, as well, in third at 57. So that takes Pablo Pacheco out of the thing. And it puts Sandy in fourth. And then the cuck chair would then be Sanford's son. God, you guys make this. I swear you do this for fun. Sanford's son with 20 is now in the cuck chair. There we go. Thank you very much. $2 from Gray Duckling said, is the Steel Toe MySpace or Geo page still up? Yeah, see, that's where my audience. That's where my audience is on that kind of stuff. So I'm sorry. I think the biggest insult I can give those people is that we really don't think about you at all. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Let's go to Oodles of Toodles says, that's going to stir a hornet's nest. Should have sold it better. What should I have sold? I mean, that's too bad. I'm sorry that a gang of psychopaths had their toy taken away. Was their daddy supposed to respond bigger than that? I'm sorry, but you cannot ask me to take that seriously. You cannot ask me to go, oh, the subreddit, oh boy. My audience right now would give me money to go, don't you ever mention any kind of subreddit or anything like that again, or we'll fucking leave your stupid ass. So I don't know. Roots says, are you talking shit about Scarface? Well, no, Scarface came in here like really hot and insane and fucking crazy and like really, I don't know what I did to him. The last time I remember him being a fan, he was cool. You got to talk to your boy, Roots. I think he's taking this internet thing too seriously. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Sam Show says the collapse of the subreddit created a vacuum, and now they're having a slap fight. Oh, God. I mean, if could God give you a better sign to find something else? Could God be giving you a better sign to move on with life and do something more productive? But then again, if you're spending all your time on a subreddit about me, chances are you've missed a lot of signs from God. I mean, that's about it. Root says he just fucking hates you, rightfully so. There's literally no reason to hate me. I'm a jovial, fun, silly goose. Really, I couldn't be a sillier, more carefree guy. I don't know what to tell you. Hobo Chili Recipe with $2 says, can I ask you if the Reddit page Aaron's cum counter is still up? Your seamless semen sampling is a triumph. See, do it like Hobo and make jokes about the silly shit they make up. That's what you do. That's what you do. Perfect. All right. I'm not going to bully him tonight. I think they're going through enough. Belousier becoming a member for 39 months says, what do I get for 40 months? I mean, you know what? I don't know. I think you would be one of our first 40-month people. So I guess I'm going to have to come up with something for 40 months. I don't know. You know what? Become a double VIP and I'll tell you. Throw in the $250 and become a VIP and I'll start there. Perfect. I know, Hobo. I'm sure it's not a joke, sweetie. 180 away from today's goal. All right. What did we think about? I skipped over all the Alex Jones. The Alex Jones, what do you call it thing? Did Owen name them? Yeah, Owen talked about why. So I always love the Alex stuff. Alex and Owen are just doing a work, bro. They're saying, all right, so I guess, you know what? We could a little bit later. We'll see how tonight's show goes. And then perhaps we'll do the Owen and Alex stuff if it's in demand. Loaded Wrench becoming a member for 35 months says at 40 months, Aaron proposes. That's not true. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate that, but that's not true. You do not get a wedding ring at 40 months of being a member of this show. All right. Sorry for anyone we made mad. Sorry about our little news talk show / comedy morning zoo that upsets so many, but I am going to move on. We are going to start the show tonight. One thing we do run on is your money. And one thing we are short of is 300 members on Rumble. So go ahead and gift those memberships or just click those links. Streamlabs, PayPal, and Venmo. Drop in a couple of bucks. We could always use some more memberships on YouTube, too. Don't forget about them. And continue to support this wonderful show. Again, 180 is the number for tonight. We were running a bit too much of a monthly surplus for a little bit there, so I went ahead and cut the goals. We are officially under 300 every morning, and we are under 200 every evening, which is fantastic. I mean, I'm hoping that in the next couple of months we can drop that even more, but I thank you guys for all of your support regardless. All right, let's start with our first story tonight, which is the monorail kid. I don't know if you saw Monorail Kid in, I want to say this was in Chicago. Or it could have been it was Pennsylvania, Hershey Park, Pennsylvania. That's what it was. I couldn't figure out which shithole it happened at. So in Hershey Park, Pennsylvania, there's a monorail and there's a bunch of shops and it's a fun little space for families to go and hang out until you look up at the monorail and there's just a fucking kid just walking along the tracks. Not a care in the world, just walking along where that monorail's going to come screaming by pretty soon. And just some guy, just some dick, some yo-yo, some putz, he goes up on the monorail tracks and has to rescue the kid.
The Hershey Park hero speaking out about his viral, adrenaline-fueled rescue of a lost little boy on the...
How about the fact that Hershey Park isn't a gay hangout? Seems like a lost chance of good marketing.
Park monorail.
Go that way!
Everybody was like, oh my God, there's a kid up there. There's a kid up there.
Park officials say the little boy entered a section of the monorail, which was not in operation, through a secure area that was chained and barricaded.
Kids do that shit all the time. Like parents will tell you, kids get places that you can't get to these places unless you're not trying to get to them. The only way you could get there is by accident. This kid accessed this whole monorail line, which thank God wasn't operational, but he accessed it totally by accident. He just wandered around and just kept opening doors and kept walking through gates and shit like that until eventually you're tightrope walking a monorail line.
Horrified bystanders watched him walk the monorail from below on Saturday evening.
Stop! Keep going! No, keep going!
John, a father...
They don't know what the fuck. They're like, stop! Keep going! Put your right foot in. Put your right foot out. Do the hokey pokey. Shake it all about. you're not used to seeing a young child on a monorail. You have no idea what to yell. I mean, just don't yell jump no matter what you do. Do not yell jump.
Number 3, on vacation at the park, was watching his family's belongings when it all went down.
This kid is walking on the monorail, and obviously panic kind of sits in a little bit.
That guy, by the way, he's just I mean this as a compliment. That guy is just a fucking dad. That's his whole thing. He is just a dad. Good for him. You can just tell he's not trying to impress anybody. There's no projection of sex appeal or anything like that. That guy is just a dad.
When you have that kind of dad instinct, it doesn't matter if it's your kid or not, it's a child.
He golfs way more than he should. His score is a lot higher than it should be for a guy who golfs as much as he does. But by God, that's his last shot at athletic glory. Okay, that one was me projecting.
That you want to make sure they're safe as possible.
Springing into action, John, who is a veterinarian, ran to the roof of a concession stand, hoping it could get him close to the monorail and the little boy.
There was a fence.
Does anyone else, by the way, just think of The Simpsons when they hear the word monorail? Like, I heard that song, 30 fucking years ago? And still to this day, when I hear the word monorail, that's all that can get in there.
That I jumped on, and then I was able to jump on the roof from there, and then it was a straight shot up.
John.
This guy is like, this is his most Batman moment ever. Like, this is going to be his peak. Like, this is it. He'll be talking about how he rescued that kid off the monorail, and each year that story will get a little crazier and a little bigger, and he'll have jumped about 1.5 foot more each year to get up on that monorail.
Never looking.
And like, after about 5 or 6 years, it'll be like, I thought I could hear a monorail train coming down the tracks, and I escaped with the boy just in time.
Back despite his fear of heights.
It didn't bother me up there because it was just concentrating on one thing, and I didn't hesitate on any of it.
The frightened little boy was in John's arms in just a few seconds as the crowd cheered from below.
That guy was excited. He really popped that crowd. That was his big hero moment. Like I said, that's him. That's the closest he'll ever be to Batman. Oh my God, though. So the news story didn't say anything about the kid's parents, which I'm sure like everyone's gonna look at you as like the shittiest, can't keep track of their kid parents that there is. So you probably declined to be on the news. But hey, there's a hero in the story. How the fuck do you let your kid wander away long enough to get on a monorail track? For Christ's sake. Wally World, thank you for gifting us a membership. I appreciate it. That's another Rumble membership. That puts us 23 away from 300 tonight. It also puts us 75 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Kermit, yeah, see, I'm not the only one who thinks monorail. I'm not the only one who thinks monorail. Wow, I'm getting some very interesting intel here. Just scrolling back up through the chat, looking at the gifted memberships. Holy fuck. Sam Show says this kid is going to be traumatized more from the crowd of people screaming at him. Well, I mean, you don't know what to do. You're panicked. You see a child up on the monorail, like feet from his death. You're like, stop. The only thing is, like, I don't think it's helpful that everyone is yelling out different shit. Like, everyone's going, go, stop, no, keep going. It's like all the kid's going to do, he's going to go like this and this and this until he loses his balance, and then fucking Goofy yells it all the way to the pavement. At least the guy was able to go and get him. And again, a guy like that hero complex, that ain't washing off. Rabbi Smoothie says he does seem to have the same fashion sense as you do. All right, look, I may or may not have saw a lot of myself in that guy. I may or may not have seen the golf shirt, the glasses. I get it. Like, I could see he and I are probably a lot closer than I'd like to admit. Aaron, you should have finished it. He threw the kid off. No, he didn't. No, Dinosaur Fuel. That is a rumor. He handed the kid off to somebody else. The story does not go. He grabbed the child, held him in his arms, and then chucked him. How jarring would that be to watch? You're watching this heroic moment. Oh, look at that. He saved that little boy from certain doom. And then all of a sudden, what the fuck? As he just goes soaring helplessly to the ground, arms waving around in circles. A fucking nightmare that turned into. 09 Canyon says, I climbed too high in a tree once. My dad got home and started climbing up to get me in his work clothes and was cussing. That scared me enough to figure out how to climb back down. Right? But yeah, don't go yelling random shit at the kid stuck on the monorail. Let's try to keep it calm. Brian says he did a leg drop off the top monorail. He didn't. No, guys, the story ends, trust me. The story ends with the guy rescuing the kid, handing him off, the kid going back to his parents, and the kid's fine. It did not end with him throwing the child off of the monorail. It did not end with a leg drop off the top of the monorail. Everyone was fine and dispersed. No, guys, they were not yelling the lyrics to Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop. It's a lot there. You know what there is? There's a lot of false info. There's a lot of misinformation being spread on this page right now. COVID Crotch becoming a member for 39 months over on YouTube. He says, at 38 months, I got a BJ and impregnated Aaron's chin. Sorry, behind in the chat. I can't even be mad at them because they renewed their membership for damn near 40 months. So thank you. 175 is the number for tonight. I'm sorry, 170 is the number for tonight. $5 from Vidam says, was the dad of that kid looking at a PlayStation 5? That's how the kid got on the train tracks. I mean, it must have been something. It must have been something pretty good, because I think that you have to take your eyes off your kid for a while for them to wander off onto a monorail thing. Honestly. No, Hobo Scarface did do something wrong. He did something very wrong. I know he's your boy, but he let the internet get to him a little bit. He let me get to him. He got a little too fucking worked up by the toe. And unfortunately, he knew what he was doing. In his deepest, darkest moments, he'll tell you he knew what he was doing. So let's not cry. Let's continue on with the show. 170 away from today. 23 memberships on Rumble away from 300. And then with those 23 away from 300, if we get to that 300, we'll go till 9 o'clock tonight. Big news for Roots Calhoun's home of Chicago. They fucked around enough in that town for enough years where now the find outs are coming. And look, man, like I've said numerous times, I'm not cool with this federal government taking over, or not necessarily taking over, but like helping law enforcement in these troubled cities. I wish these troubled cities would just get their shit together, fund their police departments, let the cops do their job, let them go after violent criminals, let them do investigations. But they get held back. Now, look, if the LAPD or the NYPD or whatever were getting crazy out of pocket in like some small suburban town with virtually no crime rate, then you'd go, holy shit, this is fascism. This is insane. But just because the cops are aggressive, or just because the cops go after people and take people down and commit some violence on a perp, it doesn't mean that the cops are just abusive. The cops are just, they're aggressive and they abuse their power. Sometimes they work in a shithole, and sometimes they have to arrest people that don't typically want to be arrested or don't want to give in without a fight because they know they're fucked. Do they go over the line sometimes? Absolutely. And we can discipline them on those occasions. But to handcuff police to the point where your whole city goes to shit, I mean, my God, Chicago this weekend, 54 people got shot. 54 people. And not like counting Memorial Day. Like this was Friday through Sunday. 54 people were shot in Chicago. 6 of them killed, which shows Chicago has not gotten any better at learning how to aim with the pistol pointed sideways. 54 wounded, 6 dead. I mean, it's a terrible weekend no matter which way you slice it. So now Donald Trump, fresh off his big show of force in Washington, D.C., federalizing DC, federalizing the police force, sending the National Guard there, and claiming that it's brought violent crime down drastically. Now he wants to export the idea to other towns, to other cities, to see if he can't fix their problem. And he's got his two new targets. His two new targets are Chicago and Baltimore. So the first clip we have for you tonight is Donald Trump talking about how he's going to go give Chicago the Washington, D.C. treatment. After that, we have Governor J.D. Pritzker's response to Trump. Now, these two have been going at it back and forth in the media for a long time, probably before Trump was even president. J.D. Pritzker is like, no fucking way. I'm the governor here in Illinois. You're not sending the National Guard. I'm in charge of the National Guard in my state. You're not doing shit. Leave us alone. And it is telling that the governor of Illinois would rather watch his largest city continue to slip into the seventh circle of hell rather than accept help from Donald Trump. That tells you one of two things. Either his spite is even bigger than his stomach, or that what's happening to Chicago and these other cities is by design and it's part of a grander plan. I happen to believe the second one. They didn't account for Trump wanting to bring the National Guard in because that might actually clean up the problem. And whatever they're trying to transition these cities to, letting them become crime-ravaged shitholes is part of the transition process. So this is Trump trying to interfere, and then we've got Pritzker with his
response. Chicago, though?
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. When we lose, when 20 people are killed over the last 2.5 weeks, and 75 are shot with bullets. So let me tell you a little story about a place called D.C., District of Columbia, right here where we are. It's now a safe zone. We have no crime. It's in such great shape. You can go and actually walk with your children, your wife, your husband. You can walk right down the middle of the street. You're not going to be shot, Peter.
Here's the deal, and thank you. That's great. I'm glad that it's working out for D.C. I didn't want federal troops. I didn't want the National Guard. I didn't want Army people to be the ones to have to handle that. Because again, the cops can handle it. The cops have done it in all of these cities before. They've kept crime down, but they're not allowed to anymore. It's kind of like you hear Vietnam veterans say this. They're like, we could have won the war. The politicians didn't let us win the war. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. But we do have factual evidence that when a police department is empowered and a mayor has the right priorities and policies, that crime in a big city can be kept to shoe level. Giuliani and Bloomberg did it in New York City. It can be done again. But these cities don't have the stomach for it, or they're prioritizing shit the wrong way. Like, oh, well, what do we do with the black community if we crack down on crime? It's kind of racist assuming that the black people just commit the crime. You know they're the number one targets and victims of that crime. Correct. So you are helping them if you crack down on crime. But they've done such a shitty job that it's not like, honestly, in 1999, 2000, you wouldn't have been able to put this plan out there. The American people would have shot it down and said, no, you're not putting fucking soldiers in the streets. I think it says a lot about where crime's at right now that Donald Trump is pitching soldiers in the streets and people are going, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, please. Oh my God. And it's working in D.C., which is going to make the people of Chicago go, we'd like that too. Because I can sit here and I can go, well, morally, my principles dictate that we shouldn't put the military out on the streets. But I'm not someone who lives in a neighborhood in Chicago where 50 people just got shot over the last few days. Those people are going to be like, can you put some fucking soldiers in here and cut down on this shit so somebody can protect us? Because it seems like the cops now, their resources just basically let them wait until some shit happens. So I get why it's happening, but I think it's a bad sign for the country that it is happening. That's where I'd go with it. And you know what? Honestly, it'll probably work. I mean, when it comes to when it comes to like what your morals dictate versus what a bunch of people in a struggling city want, I mean, you're going to lose. When somebody comes in and says, hey, I have something that's proven to stabilize your community, they're going to go with that for sure. Thank you, Anonymous. Yes, heyjackass.com is the website that measures the shot and killed and wounded in Chicago. So far this year, or so far in August of this year, their shot and killed was down 26%. Wow. Shot and wounded down 20%. Total shot down 254, down 21%. And total homicides down 26%. So month to month, those 43 murdered people in Chicago was a 26% improvement. I shit you not. However, for the last 2 days, August 31st and September 1st, because we don't have data for today yet, 5 shot and killed, 5 total homicides, 35 people shot in the last 2 days in Chicago. So far to date, we got 293 homicides, 1,366 people shot. I mean, they are... That was, I mean, and those, again, those numbers are better. Those are improving numbers. My Lost Interest says the timing of the Chicago weekend crime spike will be used by Trump to raise his use of the military to the next level. A coincidence? I mean, that's one thing that I've seen with the MAGA people is when Joe Biden is in charge, they got all kinds of conspiracies, all kinds of ideas. But as soon as Trump gets in there, everything's on the up and up. Nothing's a distraction from anything. I think you still got to keep your head on a swivel. Rusty Grammer says, if this morning's YouTube expose on the Vegas massacre doesn't make you think the government doesn't give a fuck about you or anyone, what will? Yeah, I mean, he's going to cherry pick stats and data and figures that support him putting the guard down there. The only thing is those people are going to be so terrorized in Chicago that they're going to beg for it, especially if it keeps working in D.C. And that's where you have to kind of keep the conspiracy open. You know, this seems to be a federal power grab by the Trump administration versus, you know, we always say about the Democrats, they're going to use it to try and take guns away. Trump and the Republicans might do it to create a stronger executive branch. Who knows? Here's what I do know, 170 away from tonight's goal and a really fucking banging show going so far. Some really interesting stuff that's not Israel or Jews or anything like that. So thank you guys very much. Throw in a few dollars. Let's keep it going. 170 is the number, 23 gifted memberships away from 300 and some extra time today. So thank you guys very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. All of those links are pinned to the top of the page no matter where you are watching. Click them and throw us a couple of bucks. This show runs on your generosity. So here's the response of Governor Pritzker in Iowa. You know, Trump said we're going to send troops to Chicago. We're going to send troops to Baltimore. They've already sent troops to D.C., Governor Pritzker, I don't know if you know this, not the biggest Donald Trump fan, but I don't know if the governor of Illinois hating you is necessarily a bad thing. Isn't it like 4 out of the last 6 Illinois governors have gone to prison for corruption? I mean, it's a pretty high number. Let's take a look and see what Governor Pritzker thinks. I think it would be hilarious if he was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're all for it. Let's do it. Democrats and Republicans working together to take away states' rights.
Marks a few minutes ago begging me to call him. No, I will not call the president asking him to send troops to Chicago. I've made that clear already. I know this has been an unsettling and difficult 10 days for the people of Chicago and Illinois. I'm going to do my best to share what we know as of today and speak frankly to the people of Illinois. Rumors have been swirling about what the White House has planned, and sifting fact from fiction has been increasingly difficult because Donald Trump's administration is not working in coordination with the city of Chicago.
See, this is why Trump is so effective. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put that up on the screen for you guys. There's that big sack of shit. Oh, and Pritzker's right next to me. This is why Trump's communication is so effective. These people have just been shot at all weekend long. And the numbers are crazy. A lot of people in Chicago probably know somebody who got clipped over the weekend. Trump comes out very simply in sound bites. He goes, we're coming to Chicago. We're sending the National Guard. We're going in. I'm not going to tell you when we're going in, but we're going in to Chicago. And Pritzker goes, look, I know it's been rough for you guys, but wait till you hear the great ideas we have. By the way, did you hear Trump's an asshole? Like, now he's going to dance around and he's going to talk about legislation. There's the mayor of Chicago right behind him. That guy is as ineffectual as a leader gets. He was trying to blame this whole thing on red state guns. He's like, well, the gun problem in Chicago is because of all the red states that are around it. They have lax gun laws, so they send the guns into Chicago. It's like, yeah, but they send the guns into Chicago because Chicago has a clamoring demand for those guns. I don't care what the gun laws are in those states. If they're running a lot of guns into that state, that's because your city has a very hefty gun demand issue going on. But like, these two are going to talk to all the people about how we're putting our heads together and we're crafting legislation and we're coming up with ideas and we're telling you it's going to be great. Meanwhile, Trump gets on TV, goes, I'm going to send a bunch of soldiers with guns and fatigues on, and they're going to shoot the blacks that are shooting the other blacks. It's going to be a lot of blacks. And that's it. I love the blacks. The blacks are wonderful, and I'm going to save them. To be the savior of the blacks. That's going to be on my epitaph. So it's basic communication. It's basic messaging. These two take 3 minutes to say, I don't know what the fuck to do. And Trump goes, turn the guard loose. I'll even send a tank. It'll be like that scene in GoldenEye.
Cook County or the state of Illinois. I want to take a moment at the top of my remarks to note how truly extraordinary it is for the federal government to refuse to coordinate with local law enforcement and government.
Well, you call him a bag of shit all the time. That's the other thing, is it's like all you do is shit on the guy. All you do is talk about what a menace to society he is and how terrible he is. And he's like, this guy won't even work with me. It's bullshit.
Our state police regularly...
By the way, that better be a fucking Illinois flag next to that American flag or I'm going to lose my shit.
...works with the FBI, the ATF, the DEA to go after gangs and gun runners and drug cartels. Under previous White House administrations, we regularly received notice and worked together on crime-fighting operations. This city has hosted major political conventions. Flashpoint.
Yeah, we all remember 1968. How'd that go? But like, honestly, Chicago's like, we worked with the federal government all the time on shit. Yeah, and where'd it get you? How's it going? How are things working out for you?
Events like the NATO conference and huge sports and entertainment gatherings over the years and across many...
Thank God no one's ever been hurt at a Bulls, White Sox, or Cubs game, or a Bears game for that matter. Yeah, it was Chicago. I will say this, the only time I've ever hung out with Chicago fans was at a Twins White Sox game at U.S. Cellular Field. They actually were pretty cool. I had no complaints about the Chicago fans. Chicago fans, Kansas City Chiefs fans, they're all pretty cool.
Presidential administrations. All those events required significant coordination between all levels of government. Some, like the Democratic National Convention last year, even required a limited deployment of the Illinois National Guard for broad security purposes.
And why? Why did you have the Illinois National Guard out there during the convention? Because it was very important that you had law and order and you made sure that people felt safe when walking the streets and going. And I mean, so you can do that you can figure out how to keep crime low when you need to protect a bunch of wealthy political class people. But when it's working class or poverty-stricken black people in Chicago, you're just kind of like, hey, could you guys keep it down to a dull roar? We don't like to think about you too much. It's fucking depressing. We need you to show up on election day and check the box marked D. And if you could bring that Mexican with you that doesn't speak English, we've got a card for him that he can use. He can vote for us too.
Including especially preventing terrorism. For that 4-day event, there were conversations and meetings that began 1 year before the convention between my office, the mayor's office, the county board president's office, CPD, state police, the FBI, the Secret Service, and the Department of Homeland Security.
We get it. You talk to a lot of people. Trump's complaint and the thing Trump's saying is not that we don't communicate enough or we communicate too much. With Trump, it's more of it's a results-based thing. And for Trump, with it being a results-based thing, you guys aren't getting any fucking results. Nothing's happening. Like 54 people keep getting shot over the weekend. What's he supposed to do? Call you? What are you guys going to do? Schedule a fucking conference? It's time for some kind. I'm sure the people are saying it's time for some kind of action. That's all. And again, I don't like the idea of the National Guard going to Chicago, but you guys have really, you've made it possible. And by you, I mean the mayor of Chicago and J.D. Pritzker. You've made it possible to give Trump an opening for people to ask him to come in with the National Guard. That's all. We are 170 away from today. And I went back into the chat. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back into the chat. Let's see how we did during that fun little story that killed a bunch of time and entertained some people. Oh, shit. Ooh, fuck me. Tough crowd. 170 away from today. I should just treat this show like a bombing comic when nothing's happening. It's like, good. Let's do it better than we did this morning. We can't have a repeat of this morning on our hands. Yes, the goal was hit, but holy fuck, that was humiliating. Aboliticious with a gifted membership, and Pants Maestro got that one. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. 22 away from today's, or from 300. We're 165 away from today's goal. Thank you, Wally World, for the $10. That's going to put Wally at 15. I got to keep track. Old Wally's at 15 now. Thank you very much. 160 away from tonight. Keep it going, guys. I appreciate that. Keep it moving. Wally World says, have you seen this? No tax on super chats. I did see that. I'm going to save a fuckload of money at tax time. The only problem is mine goes to my corporation and then to me. I don't know if I have to change that. I don't know if I have to have all my Rumble rants and stuff go to my personal. I don't know. I have no idea how any of that works, but I did see that today. This was tweeted out by Chris Pavlovsky, the head of Rumble. He said, I'm hearing that no tax on tips will cover tips for streamers and creators. President Trump is going to fuel the creator economy. Yeah. Digital content creators produce and publish on digital platforms original entertainment or personality-driven content, such as live streams, short-form videos, or podcasts. So, what? Holy fuck. But like, again, I take what I make, it goes through my corporation, and then I pay myself, what do you call it? Like a W-2, like a paycheck. That's what it's called. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I have a family member who is very high up in the accounting game. I can ask her about it and what it means, but either way, it's, I saw it today and I didn't get a chance to really look into it, but it does look like the money you guys are giving me is tax-free. And that is a fucking weird thing to say, that Rumble rants, super chats, PayPals, Venmos. Yeah, the PayPal, Venmo, super chats, all of that, guys. I guess if I just classify that as tips in our corporate income, and when I pay it to myself, it's tips for I guess, right? All right. Go ahead. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, super chats, Rumble rants. Fire in those tax-free contributions, my friends. If that does check out, by the way, that is a huge chunk out of our goal. I'm going to tell you that because I'm going to pass at least some of that on to our goal, for God's sake. Rabbi Smoothie with $5 says, oh, hi, guys. My neighbor shot a woodchuck. The police blocked off both ends of the street and went door to door and arrested him for discharging a firearm in city limits. Fuck Chicago. Send in the guard. So in Chicago, 55 people get shot and they don't immediately move on anything. But for Rabbi Smoothie, if you shoot a woodchuck, the police are locking it down like it's GTA. Good to know. Good to know. Hulkamasha Baby says, of course, the Jew baby has an accounting relative. You got lawyer in the family, too? I mean, not in the family, but a very good friend. very good pal. So, but no, I don't have a family member who's a lawyer. No Pen 15 Fathead with $5 says, keep up the good work, boss. Hey guys, make sure you're sending in those Streamlabs, PayPals, those Venmos, and those super chats, and make sure you're letting us know that they're tips when you send them in, because apparently it's going to be tax-free. Oh my God. Oh my God. Unbelievable. This is fucking that is kind of a game changer. 150 away from tonight, 22 gifted memberships away from 300. We appreciate it. Again, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Get those tax-free tips into the toe. All right, 150 away. Thanks, guys. Thanks a million. Let's jump into it. Oh, why do mommy and daddy have to fight? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. I'm getting some very good intel from people on some melting down that's currently going on. Oh boy. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I sit still. I'm not even doing anything. I was here. Who'd you leave him with? All right, let's go to the Alex Jones Owen Shroyer stuff. This is some of the most angry I've ever seen Alex Jones. This is from Too Lazy to Try, who's been fine-tuning his game lately, I've got to say. Like, I think he must have known, or he was hearing it, or maybe he just kind of felt it, that he was getting too deep into like internet trolldom, and his real strength lied in analysis. And he's been, dude, since with the last Rogan video he did, and now this thing with Alex Jones, he's getting more back into the analysis of things, the kind of neutral observer, and he's really been crushing it. So congratulations to him, because he was going down like a Reddit rabbit hole for a while. When I saw him be like, Dylan Dennis is so awesome for what he did to troll Logan Paul, and Logan Paul's boxing match with him was totally a win for Dylan Dennis. It's like, all right, dude, you got to calm down and take a breath, because it's clear you just hate Logan Paul so much you can't admit the W he got. Like, a guy talked shit about Logan Paul's girlfriend, now wife, and Logan Paul beat the fuck out of him, and Dylan Dennis literally laid on his back in defeat. The MMA guy tried to take down the boxer with a double leg, and the boxer stuffed him and beat the shit out of him. I mean, Logan Paul humiliated Dylan Dennis, and Dylan Dennis humiliated himself. It was fucking brutal. That was where I was like, man, I like this Too Lazy to Try guy, but he's getting a little too internet-y. Well, again, I'll say it again. He's fine-tuned it. He's now got this Alex Jones thing. I had some Alex Jones clips for tonight's show and tomorrow's show, and I watched this My Lost Interest thing, and I went, I had to tear up my shit and throw it away. because this was way better. This is Alex Jones. Now, if you don't know the backstory to this, Owen Shroyer he really took off the last 5 years or so. Kind of Alex Jones's best pupil, the best personality on InfoWars, the most watched personality on InfoWars that's not named Alex Jones. Owen has decided that he feels he doesn't get to speak freely on certain things, namely Israel, enough. So he's going to go start his own thing, take the audience he's built, and go somewhere else. This is nothing new. I mean, Crowder did it with CRTV. Brett Cooper did it with Daily Wire. I mean, people do this. They get big on someone else's platform. They take that fame and they try to parlay it into something for themselves. Paul Joseph Watson did it with InfoWars. So here's Alex Jones talking about Owen Shroyer, and this gets a bit rough.
Owen Shroyer is a baby sucking on a pacifier. He's an elitist, arrogant dirtbag. Owen Shroyer is scum. You think I'm here to be shit on? Do I look like a fucking toilet to you?
It's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Like on the playground, that would be pretty good. You gonna shit on me? What, bro? Do I look like a toilet? That's not bad.
There's no more filter. It's gone. And anybody fucks with me is gonna get the full truth.
By the way, so if any of you were wondering whether or not Alex Jones had been working with a filter this whole time, the astonishing answer is yes, he had been working with a filter. But don't worry, that filter's gone. I love when Alex goes into like 80s pro wrestler promo cutting mode. Go ahead, Oos.
And nothing but it, so help me God. And then you want to try to stab your mother in the back.
You backstab me and you cheat me one way or the other. That's when I get angry. I'm issuing a challenge to you, Owen Shroyer. Get on InfoWars with me. This time, I'm going full force.
You're a big boy leaving the nest. Well, guess what? You know what your mother is going to do?
You're the mother?
Piss on you.
All right, so it looks like...
Drip, drip, drip. Piss on you. Pee on you. Jesus. So I take it that this breakup was not mutual. This was more of an Owen saying I'm out of here thing, not a, fly, fly, fall. Because he's going to piss on him.
Alex Jones is going through it again. It's been a rough past few months for him with all the Epstein stuff, and now this. A longtime employee of his, Owen Shroyer, who's been with him for a decade, just announced he's leaving, which obviously Alex isn't handling very well, and he had a complete meltdown.
Whoa. Easy there. Too lazy to try. What evidence have you shown us so far that Alex is going through it right now? What evidence have you provided that shows that Alex is handling this poorly in any way, shape, or form?
Because also Owen did a 5-hour live stream addressing why he's leaving, and he said he felt like Alex was pressuring him too much to not talk about certain things and to be more positive about Trump. So that's what really set Alex off.
It was be more positive about Trump, and he felt like Alex was trying to get him to not talk about Israel so much. So Alex is like my audience.
And in the middle of another show on InfoWars, he crashed it just to start flipping out about Owen. And it was really awkward. I mean, Alex was having a complete...
Oh, that's Harrison Smith, not the Minnesota Vikings safety. That's his other guy who's pretty big on InfoWars.
Breakdown here. And you can tell he's actually really pissed. This isn't an act. And he said he even started breaking down crying when Owen called him. And
so here he's with the Jolly Cat who did that song Waddle Like a Duck. And Harrison Smith, and Alex is going to come in and be like, one more thing about that motherfucker. I'm going to tell you Owen Shroyer's a piece of shit, and I'm going to see him at Survivor Series. You put together your best 4 guys. I got my 4 guys. I'm going to kick your ass, Owen Shroyer. I'll see you on Thanksgiving Day at Survivor Series, you piece of shit. I'm going to piss on you. Fart on you, too. Take a poop right where you're standing. I'm going to put a pile of dung at your feet, and I'm going to spit. I'm going to drip earwax. All my bodily fluids. I'm going to come on your shoelaces. I'm going to expectorate all over the floor. You're not going to be able to walk.
demanded a raise to stay with InfoWars.
I'm here to censor.
Oh no, he's here. We've crossed the line.
You should launch a new independent show and claim that I censored you for years and get 1 million viewers. And betray me.
Oh boy, that's now we're being passive aggressive. That's not good. This isn't really pissing on him.
And you're allowed to lie about me any way you want.
You know I love you.
No,
look. Let's reject the let's reject the Grabbler.
This is a. I'm using this as a case point. You understand that? Mm-hmm. How much have I come in and censored you over the years?
Yeah, not enough, frankly. I'd say some things
we missed
that I shouldn't
you.
be saying.
Have I ever censored you?
Never once. Literally never once.
Guys, there you go. That settles it. His boss came in, the guy who signs his paychecks, looked him in the eye and goes, I ever censored you? Better say no, you motherfucker. Not enough, Daddy. Censor me harder. So now you're making Harrison Smith look like a bitch in front of his audience because you're mad at Owen Shroyer.
But hey, if you want to quit and have a publicity stunt and lie about me, I forgive you, okay?
Well,
I know. I'm just saying I expected. Hey, David Knight did it. Owen's done it. And I tell you, I was taking the high road until I actually started watching it. And it's like Anakin Skywalker's become Darth Vader.
Can we sing a song?
Oh, wow. It's like Anakin Skywalker has become Darth Vader. Wow. Jesus, Owen, did you have to be such a Sith Lord?
Hey, when I go on the air, I'm letting you have it, Shroyer. You stabbed your brother in this operation in the back, and you're a fucking liar.
Can we sing a song?
Fucking asshole.
Can we sing a song?
Hey, bro, he's not going for the song thing. Just let him. I know you're uncomfortable, all right? I know this isn't the most fun you've ever had sitting at that desk, but just trust me, for future's sake, for posterity's sake, let this play out. So did he just walk off and now he's back on? He's like, and another thing. Like a band that comes out for 3 encores. Down a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair.
Involved in infighting, but I've known somebody 10 years and they've been my friend, but he's gotten really dark, didn't talk to the crew the last 2 years. And so it's like a different person. I'm not here to be the villain for somebody's lie. So wait till you hear his phone call to me yesterday. He literally talked to me like it was a crack whore and he was a pimp. He's like, yeah, well, if you're desperate, pay me more, I'll stay. But I'm going to promote my new show on InfoWars, huh?
Let's take the high road.
Really nice. I might do it.
So now even his own guys are like, let's take the high road. Hey, buddy, again, I don't know who the guy on the left is. I know you're nervous. The high road has been suicide bombed. The high road has been obliterated. There is no high road. Alex took it out.
Week. I was like, man, this is really hurting my feelings, dude. No, it's all right. You don't have to come in. I hung up, started fucking crying, and then he goes on fucking air and lies about me. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit.
He keeps turning away to leave, and he's like Jerry Burns giving that, put him up on the screen, and the fuckers boo him. Fuckers. Alex ain't quite done yet. He's crying and he's melting down. Like, Alex has never heard of taking a deep breath, counting to 10, and seeing if you still think what you think and you want to say it out loud. Alex is more of a just get it out kind of guy.
I won't fucking take people stabbing me in the back anymore. Fuck you. Get ready.
Yeah, and then he went on his own show and kept going off on him. I think the live stream Owen did is what really got to him because it got a lot of attention. A lot of people took Owen's side, and he talked about how Alex kept telling him he's too negative and anti-Trump and anti-Israel. Also, he felt like Alex was trying to influence his show too much. So when Alex saw that and all the people supporting him, he just snapped because also he thinks Owen is doing this to drum up attention for himself and his new show.
And, Alex had been coming into my show and talking about how I'm negative and calling me a pessimist and all this other stuff, which is fine.
But like the thing we expect from InfoWars and the thing I expect from Alex Jones, I don't know about you, is I expect him to be, if there's anyone who's going to say shit about Trump when he's fucking up, it's going to be Alex. If there's anyone who's going to, criticize him when he's gone deep state, it's going to be Alex, but it's not. Like, it's really been Owen Shroyer. It's been Tucker Carlson. It's been Nick Fuentes. And these people are gathering more attention, gaining more views. Dave Smith is another one, gets more popular as they criticize the administration. And like Alex Jones feels beholden to Trump. He's loyal to Trump. And I guess there's that. I mean, that's a quality staying loyal, but also when you've built yourself as the ultimate truth teller and the guy who reads between the lines and the guy who speaks truth to power against the Illuminati and the New World Order, and then Trump does things like cover up the Epstein stuff. You can't go to I understand that Alex doesn't want to say anything bad, but you can't go to Owen Shroyer and be like, hey, why are you being so negative and, trying to kind of influence the way he talks. Because that's like double crossing your audience. Because now, not only will you not call out Trump, but now you're trying to get your guys that your audience has come to love, trying to get to influence them. I mean, how is that not the exact same thing that like MSNBC or CNN does?
You work for Alex, you're going to get hit with it a lot. Alex is not easy to work for, and that's fine. That's okay. But, okay, he says I'm too negative. He says I'm a pessimist, whatever. I'm too anti-Trump. So I just said, all right, you know what? I'll just take some time off. I'll just disappear. And if Alex thinks I'm too negative, then maybe he's right. And it's not to say that I didn't have creative control over the InfoWars war room. But I mean, imagine it's like somebody staring over your back 24/7.
I believe that. I buy it. Like Alex probably told him, like, look, you have full creative freedom, and Alex didn't like force him to not say anything. But when your boss is looking over your shoulder, it's not the same as having total creative freedom. We all kind of tell stories from our own perspective. They always say with these things, there's three sides, your side, their side, and the truth. So Alex and Owen, these are very fresh wounds. I'm sure a few months from now, I bet you we could get Owen Shroyer, and maybe he said it last night even, to say something like, I'm really glad Alex gave me the opportunity to be on InfoWars. If I hadn't been allowed to be on InfoWars, I never would have gained this audience, and this wouldn't have been able to happen. And it may have ended poorly, but thank you, Alex Jones. And Alex Jones would have said, I'm rooting for Owen Shroyer. He was a great employee, but he thinks it's time to go off and do his own thing. And I miss the days when there were secrets in entertainment, where not everything was laid bare, where we had to wonder what really happened, or it came out in a documentary 20, 30 years later, I liked when there was some mystery behind this shit. And you wondered, hey, was that genuine? Was that authentic? Or do they fucking hate each other behind the scenes? That was kind of fun with your favorite bands. Do they really get along, or do they hate each other? Do they ride in separate buses? Like, you lived for those rumors. Now these guys just throw it all out there.
And so every single day that I came back, it was either a guest that I was told I had on at the last minute, or it was, him coming into the studio. He wants me to cover this. He wants me to cover that. Or I have to host his show for him because he's not in. So there was just...
And then I'm sure when Alex saw the tweets supporting Owen, it just made things even worse. Also, people are reporting that Owen left InfoWars because Alex was trying to censor him about Trump and Israel, which is obviously a bad look. So when Alex got on air, he just went absolute apeshit over it.
I would give Alex this advice, though. Don't read the fucking tweets. You're Alex Jones. You're bigger than the tweets. You don't need to read the tweets. The tweets are for the people who, they need their validation. They need their opinion to matter. Let them talk it out. Alex, they're talking about you. All right? Whether they're talking good about you or bad about you, they're talking about you. They're going to want to watch your show today. Enjoy the attention. Don't read that's a rookie mistake, like reading comments, reading tweets. So, don't do it. There's no point.
Hilarious. This was a generational crash out.
If they're writing about you, Alex, they're all your fans. You just want fans. That's all you want. Doesn't matter what they're saying on Twitter. They're your fans.
For Alex Jones, this was wild. I've never seen anything like it. And it's just funny. Owen leaves and is like, yeah, my boss was a bit much. It was difficult working with him. And then his boss responds by calling him a piece of shit, traitor, scumbag, and just goes berserk over it. I don't know if this is the best way to win people over if you're trying to prove you're a good employer. But I guess the gloves are off here, and Alex said he's using this to level up.
And I will.
I need to see I need to hear the words behind those facial expressions I'm seeing right now. That's too fucking much.
No longer let lesser men try to build their resume by claiming I'm a traitor when they're scumbag Benedict Arnolds. Pieces of shit. Want to be elitists. Arrogant scumbags. I'm not arrogant. I'm on a power trip. I'm in a total commitment against evil. I'm pouring out my guts, my soul, my family, everything I've got committed to this, and I will not have pieces of fucking shit lie about me and say I'm not true. I will fucking destroy you, scum. All of
He's the greatest entertainer of our generation. He's the great. There's no better entertainer in this generation than Alex Jones. I want to say one thing before anybody gets thinking that they need to have like a crazy opinion on this or anything. Like, this is all fun. This is all a soap opera. This is all silly. I want to thank these two, and too lazy to try for grabbing all this. Like I said, he got way better clips than I did. These are two men putting on a show for our entertainment, and they're doing a wonderful job. And I just like to say to both Owen Shroyer and especially to Alex Jones, thank you so much for what you're giving us.
you. Fuck you. I have sworn on the altar of God total resistance against every form of tyranny, against the mind of men.
Jesus.
And I told everyone.
These sound like Volbeat lyrics. The devil's bleeding prayer.
2 weeks ago, I'm leveling up.
Oh, shit. Dual machine guns.
And it's scary. Because I'm a scary person. I can outthink and outmaneuver all these people. And I just keep trying to get the general society to wake up and win. But I guess it does lie to me. I guess I am the smartest. I am the best. I am the fastest. The problem is, interlocking into this information is very frightening.
If you painted his face multicolored, that's an Ultimate Warrior promo, dude. I'm sorry, Owen, but you're losing. Owen's taking the L in this. And I look, man, you guys are too internet again. If you're going, yeah, but Owen said that Alex is censoring, so Alex is now seen as a censorship guy. Guys, nobody has that long of a memory. Alex wins because Alex is being the most entertaining. Owen is like, I'm going to be straightforward, and I'm going to say, and Alex is like, I've tapped in to a new era, and I'm leveling up, and I'll fight the demons on the altar of God. You're like, holy shit, I've only seen this out of Kenneth Copeland before. He's going to speak in tongues.
So, this must be done. So I will do it.
I will kill Owen Shroyer in his sleep. Whoa, Alex. No, that's not at all what we needed you to do. That is the opposite. Take it down a notch, buddy.
We're watching another movie. I guess I have to become celibate because I can't give my energy up to sex. That's the biggest strain on me because I'm a man. There is no...
Wait, Owen Shroyer quit, and now you can't get pussy because you... Is this how you engage in the hiring process? I'm going to let you know before we start this interview, I haven't jizzed in a week. And I can go longer. My dick's as hard as a wrought iron gate right now, but I ain't touching the motherfucker. And I ain't having sex with it. And I'm not going to spill my seed at the altar of God. So why is this position open? Owen Shroyer quit. That's what's brought this all on.
No more pleasure. There is no more pain.
No pain.
There is no more art. There is no more culture. There is only war. And I commit myself to total war against Satan. And I ask God to lead God and direct me and commit me to his arms and to become a complete vessel of warfare against this operation. And I repent for all my sins. And I ask now before everyone that you lift me up to be an absolute battering ram against the enemy in God's will. In the name of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Amen.
If that doesn't become the start of a rock album by somebody, they're missing the fuck out. That was... Sorry, Owen, you lose. You're too milquetoast. Like, in these days, you got to be flashy, splashy, and entertaining. This is not going to hurt Alex Jones at all. If anything, People need to see what this motherfucker is going to say next because I'm enthralled by all of it. Loaded Wrench with $2 says, reminds me of when Aaron fired Matt.
So everybody be on notice.
Yeah, so that was something else. And while Alex was losing his mind and going off on Owen put out this compilation of his favorite moments on the show and said it was an epic ride. I wish nothing but the best for the entire InfoWars team.
Oh, that's nice.
So while Alex is just going absolute ape shit and calling him a traitor and everything, Owen's like, we're all good. I wish you guys the best of luck. But that didn't make Alex back down. You know, he's been going off all day about this. And he thinks Owen
Well, no, take it easy. Owen did, okay, he put a few things on Twitter. I wish him all the best, blah, blah, blah. Let's not forget, he also did a 5-hour stream where he talked about he felt Alex Jones censored him. And that kind of shit sets Alex off. We know that.
Be possessed by a demon, or he might be on drugs, because he claims Owen's been really rude to him the past few years and he saw this coming. So Alex calls him out on that and him trying to play the victim and trash InfoWars on the way out to promote his own career.
Owen Shroyer's
too lazy to try. You think Alex is on drugs when he does this? Have you watched Alex Jones over the years? This could not be more on brand.
Dead to me. If he goes on air and repents to Jesus and apologizes for being demon possessed or whatever it is he is, then I will forgive him.
Wow, that's big of him.
But
another Alex
he
W.
thinks that he would like absorb us as a launch pad and lie about us to make himself a victim so he could project himself and launch his own show. And then as all the articles come out and Jones censored Shroyer on Trump criticism and Israel, you are a snake. You are a rat. You are a fraud. You are a backstabber. You are a handbiter. You are a disgrace. He'd walk by me and
I gotta tell you, man, I'm Team Alex on this one all the way, but you know me, I'm here for the entertainment.
Say something like, you know, just start laughing at me. Like, again, I'm not in junior high, so it didn't hurt me at that level. It hurt me that he was just like, yeah, I heard you. Yes. So,
you got to give him this. That was a good Owen Shroyer laugh impression.
And then we're back the next day, and Owen just shows back up and does his show and walks in and just looks at me with hatred.
This is getting
and like
bitchy.
Slinks in there. Just,
it's a good impression.
Because he really wanted me to fire him so he could be a victim. And I confided just in a few of the producers. I said, he wants to be a victim. I said, I'm going to have love and say prayers for him that he gets better. I'll be really nice to him, give him
what
extra
a nice
bonuses.
Guy.
Maybe he'll pull out of it. I tried to talk to him. He's never wanted to talk to me. And I said, he's going to stab me in the back. He's a new person. And I don't know.
So basically, in this parable, Alex Jones is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Owen Shroyer is Malcolm X, because Elijah Muhammad said he foresaw Malcolm X betraying him, and he felt Malcolm would betray him. No, I'm not saying Alex Jones has impregnated underage girls. He and Elijah Muhammad do not have that in common.
If it's his personal life, I don't know if it's stuff he's smoking.
Ooh, crack.
But I've seen a lot of people get paranoid, they smoke pot and go nuts.
That's true,
but,
Alex.
I can just tell you this right now, that I'm not here to be shit on or stabbed in the back. This crew isn't your punching bag, and we did nothing to you but be loyal. And your little 5-hour extravaganza of little puppy dog that doesn't know why, and he just wanted to come back and shake my hand and be nice, and then I kind of censored him and said, no, you don't need to host your show. You want to hear what he said in the phone call to me? I didn't record it. I was in the pool with my 8-year-old daughter playing with her Barbie dolls.
So I guess Owen quit.
Queer. So that's the whole run of it. That's there was a lot more to the Alex part of the saga than the Owen part of the Owen part of the saga was, yeah, I feel like he kind of censored me a little bit on Israel and told me not to be so negative on Trump. He said I was a little too negative, and that kind of sucked. And then Alex is like, I pray before the altar of Christ that the demons will be sent to hell to unleash their fury on the... It's like, well, okay, all right. Well, I will say, when it comes to the breakup, one is definitely taking it much harder than the other. That's for sure. Alex did not take that very well. Jesus. Dude. Yeah, Baba Shab says all he said was that you suck Israel and Trump's dick. That's all. That really is all he said. He said, don't be so negative on Trump and don't be so tough on Israel. And then all of a sudden from there, it was just Alex Jones praying at the altar of the Queen of fucking Sheba that this guy gets devoured by the gate master and the gatekeeper and the keymaster. It got fucking weird. Yeah, Chevy fan says criticism of Trump equals demons, apparently. Yeah, I'll say this. I'm far more entertained by Alex Jones's part of that, but Owen's definitely handling it more like the adult. Sam Show says Owen puts in 2 weeks notice. Alex. That's, yeah. Hey, I'm going to start my own thing because I feel like I'm being a little smothered here on the Trump and Israel stuff. I'll swear to all that is holy and Yahweh himself that the thunderbolts of Zeus will crash through your house. Fuck. And you're on the weed. You're paranoid from the weed, you fucking asshole. And I'm going to piss on you. That's my favorite, is when he's like, and I'm your mom. You know what your mom's going to do? Piss on you. Alex, that's a weird fucking mother-son relationship. I got to tell you. All right. We made... hey, man. I loved that segment. I hope you loved it. I had a lot of fun. If money talks, I did not do a good job. It is so like radio never fucked with my head this bad. Like I always worried about ratings and shit like that, but you saw those once every 6 months. Like I come out of a hot segment, just fucking crushing it and killing it, and I go back to the chat. I'm like, let's see. I'm like, oh, fuck. I mean, they were talking, they were rapping in the chat, but still 150 away from tonight. Oh, God. If it stays this tough, I might have an Alex Jones moment where I go, dude, maybe you can hang in there until this whole no tax on tips thing takes effect. But the money, my man, not so much. If that last segment worked, throw a couple of bucks our way. Oh, wait, there is anonymous fake dono with $10. Says it's a tip. Just the tip. Thank you for the $10. So we did have one person who appreciated that segment. Thank you so much for that. 140 away from today. If that segment worked, please and thank you. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Chevy fan says Johnny heel turn incoming. That piece of shit, that motherfucker. You wheeling his ass all over town. I hope he breaks a fucking spoke and it stabs him in the leg and he falls out of his wheelchair and it's a secluded area so no one's there to help him up. Is that what I'd have to do? T. Duden says Johnny will never be awake long enough to do a heel turn. All right, I want to talk about this a little bit because I liked that last segment, but it didn't make a fucking dime. So I can either sit here and like get self-conscious before we go to our next segment. But my thing is, I've seen too many people for me to just ignore it. I'm seeing a lot of people, and like when a lot of people say stuff and it creeps into my head, I do have to ask the greater audience. T. Duden said Johnny will never be awake long enough to do a heel turn. And I've told Johnny, I'm like, I've noticed that, that show from about 9 o'clock on, I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting. Like, are you okay? Like, health-wise, like, do you need to, because like my answer to that would be have him start at 7:00, have him come in at 7, because when the show is like most in need of hitting the goal, it's like Johnny's fading big time. And like enough people have recognized it or noticed it that it's making me nervous a little bit. Thank you very much, Random Bacon, for the $5. That's going to put Random Bacon in 4th place at 23. Thank you very much, Random Bacon, who's now in 4th place. And now Sandy, poor Sandy, is in the cuck chair, and Sanford's son falls out of the cuck chair at $20. Random Bacon with $5 says, why not sign a deal with a local station and have this be their morning show? You could still stream and be back on the radio, get the goal. That's what we're talking about. That's what we've been discussing for 2 years now. I don't know if you know this, but my last year and a half made me a bit of a PR issue, and we're trying to weather that storm a little bit. Thank God we're still talking. Wally World with $10 says, this is not a tip, but you do a great Alex Jones. Thank you. I feel like I do a pretty solid Alex Jones, I will say. But yes, they're all tips now. According to the tax man, they're all tips. Thank you, Wally World. By the way, Wally now Wally's at 25 now. Hold on a minute. We're 130 away from tonight's goal. Guys, keep going. Especially with that last segment being as good as it was. I don't feel bad asking you to throw in a couple of bucks. So now Wally is in 4th at 25, and Random Bacon is now in the cuck chair at 23, and Sandy falls out of the cuck chair at 20. A lot of motion here. A lot of motion. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says, now you're going to start listening to internet psychos and or smartasses in your chat. Make this 77. Well, I know who to trust and who's being a blowhard. That's for sure. But thank you, buddy. What do we have here? Look at Johnny a year ago and look at him now. The transformation is remarkable. Well, the guy does have MS. He has multiple sclerosis. That is okay for him to have issues because of that. Tim Finman says Alex hung his hopes on Trump, and Trump is in Israel's pocket, so he can't take kindly to criticism of either, but especially both. Fucking Diggers he's hanging with says dead game. I don't think Digger has anything to do with it. Digger is keeping him up too late, smoking weed and aim sexting. How are you just noticing now, you retard? Well, no, it's because the audience started to notice, and I want to ask them what their deal is. Like, instead of dealing with this in short, pithy comments, I'd like to, just pick their brain a little bit, see what they think, see where the audience is at, because, again, you guys pay the bills here. So I, in many ways, am beholden to the most loyal audience members. Historically White says she's a bad influence. Do I not stay up late enough at night? Because I've not noticed any of this bad influence stuff. I haven't noticed any Johnny's bad influence. Timothy with $10 says Alex has lost the plot, in my humble opinion. Hung too much hope on Trump. Can't call the globalists for the Jewish that they are. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, if you do, that is the problem with getting two in the tank for one person. That's kind of the problem Joe Rogan's having now. The problem Joe Rogan's having is that he's brought all these people in, to pump up the numbers on his show. But these people are in charge now, and they're going to kind of use him as like a PR mouthpiece. And it's hard to be an independent voice. I remember when Rogan said, I'll never have Trump on the show. I'll never have Bernie. I'll never have any of these people on the show because I don't want to be beholden to them and not be able to criticize them. Now he's had both of them on, and he has a hard time criticizing both. So I think Joe Rogan, oddly enough, should have listened to Joe Rogan. Thank you guys for that fun little rally. So maybe Alex Jones thing did work, and I just needed to mention the whole thing. Maybe I just needed to mention it a little bit. 120 away from tonight, but here's what I say. Now that we're at 120, keep going, and let's knock out tonight and call it another win for the toe. Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to sit and rely on a big 50 or 70 at the end of the night. Let's just keep these 10s going. Let's keep the gifted memberships going. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and let's hammer it out that way. I like this. Thank you, guys. Keep going. And I will continue on. All right, we got, people were asking me about this morning, so I had to show you. The Rock lost a shitload of weight, and people are asking why. And I think the solution we came up with this morning was the correct one. I think it's pretty simple. I think what happened with The Rock is he's been taking steroids for a shitload of time. And I think with him being on the steroids for so long, I think what happened with The Rock is that he had to get off the steroids. And if you're off the steroids for a while, the muscles are they're not going to be where they were. This is the side-by-side people are talking about. The Rock went from, like Hulk, busting out of the seams of his purple clothes, to now he just kind of looks like some guy's dad who just went on a crash diet, and just lost like 50, 60 pounds. This is the new Rock. Oh God, what fucking gay music. Yeah. I mean, now Rock just kind of looks like a guy. He looks like Dwayne, the guy down the street who keeps himself in decent shape. He looks like a guy who goes for a jog every morning. That's who The Rock has turned into. He's not the big, but Dave Bautista did the same thing. Dave Bautista's like a toothpick compared to how he used to look. But here's what's weird about these steroid guys. When they get off the gas, their head stays the same size. So now they have this weird thing where like The Rock, when he was, look, when his fucking legs were bursting at the seams of his pants and his fucking arms, he could strangle you with just one arm, just crack your neck in half. Now he loses all this weight. His head is still muscly steroid guy head. So he looks like Maurice Tillett, the French angel. That's his, there's the second wife too. By the way, The Rock's new wife, well, not new anymore, but The Rock's second wife is, her name was Lauren Hashian. She's the daughter of Sib Hashian, who is he passed away not too long ago. He's the drummer for Boston. So I'm sure Boston money isn't the same as Rock money, but she had to be doing all right. So I guess they said he lost all that weight to play, not Don Fry. Who was the guy, the Smashing Machine? That's the new movie he's in, the MMA fighter. Not, oh, damn it. Not Dan Severn. It'll come to me. But yeah, Batista was the same way. He went from wrestling, he went into Hollywood, and they're like, oh my God, look what happens to these guys when they go into Hollywood. Well, yeah, they're not fucking juicing and hitting the weight room every day like they are in WWE. You're not going to be as big. And when it comes off and you're not cartoonishly ripped, people are going to notice. So I don't know. I think if anybody in your neighborhood, I'll do the same thing we do when we talk about women on the show. If any dude in your neighborhood looked like The Rock does now, every woman in your neighborhood would go, oh, that's the best looking dude in the neighborhood by far. Like The Rock still looks good. He's just not jacked to the fucking gills anymore. Aboliticious gifting another membership. Thank you very much. Hey guys, keep those gifted memberships going. If we hit 300, not only do we have to go until 9, but that goal will be pretty much knocked out. 21 memberships away from 300, $115 away from tonight's goal. So thank you guys very much. The links are in the chat. God, who was it? Nobody. No, it wasn't Tank Abbott. God damn it. Yes, Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says Scorch's co-host. Yeah, if you're an Opie and Anthony fan, Sib Hashian was the drummer for Boston, and his daughter married The Rock. The PFG TV co-host was The Rock's father-in-law for a little while. How about that? Eric Cartman says, can't you wear a scarf, please? It's making me... I'm sorry, Eric Cartman. I apologize. I'll take care of that for you. Mark Kerr. Thank you, Ryobi. Mark Kerr is the guy's name. That's who The Rock had to play for that new movie. That's who The Rock had to play. All right. 1:15 away from today. Thank you very much. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's get after it. Let's call it a win for the toe tonight. And we don't have to do tonight what we did this morning, which was basically eschew all dignity. Speaking of dignity, this little 13-year-old shithead, I'm not saying we gotta execute him, but this little fucker deserves a beating for sure. So this 13-year-old did something that was beyond creepy. There's boys being boys and being creepy. That scene in Billy Madison where they're on the bus and he's like, I dare you to touch her boobs. He goes, touch her boobs? That's assault, brother. And then ultimately, do you double dare me? But this is worse than that. So there's some old lady, a geriatric elderly woman standing on her front porch, and this 13-year-old kid comes by and just, here you go. You decide what we're going to do with him.
My mother is speaking out tonight after she was assaulted on her front porch. Alexis Matthews shows us the bizarre situation captured on home surveillance. We'll warn you, the video may be disturbing to some viewers.
I hate to see these young people out here doing crimes. It's sad, but I really hope he's caught.
Jan Fletcher's typical front porch cleanup turned into her being assaulted by a young man on a bike, and it was all caught on video.
Oh, no. That man's behaving like an animal on that porch. I don't know what kind of animal, but he's behaving like a damned animal on that porch.
After asking if the 78-year-old is alone at her South Louisville home, the situation grows more disturbing. He gets handsy, acting like he's wiping something off of her backside, but then gropes her repeatedly until an uncomfortable Fletcher stops him.
I was so mad that it happened. And I was thinking, what could I have done different? But I don't know what I could have done different.
You see, back when I was a kid, what they used to do is they would take that boy and they would go down by the river. They'd find a tall oak tree and I don't think the rest of that is for the news right now. And, sometimes I think about the good old days and I go, why can't it be more like that again? Honestly, 13 years old and you go up to a 78-year-old's porch and you act like a complete man with no morals. And you grope an old lady of all the things. I mean, thank God he didn't beat the shit out of her or mug her or anything like that. But you go up and you just grope her. She's old. She's defenseless. There's nothing you can do. You're taking all of her dignity away from her. You're just a piece of shit. Somebody coming out of that house who's physically capable and can just grab that 13-year-old by the scruff of his neck and just beat the shit out. He deserves a beating. A beating is a good punishment for this. But what a mentally deranged thing to do. You're 13, there's a 78-year-old up on her porch, and that's what you think to do? Oh, fucking gross. Again, just animalistic behavior on that porch, just acting like a complete moron. I don't know what animal he was acting like on that porch.
Loved ones tell Fletcher not to blame herself. Still, her granddaughter, Jessica, is sickened that someone violated the matriarch of her family.
I mean, for anybody, but for an older woman, she didn't deserve that.
I really thought that she was going to have really terrible teeth. And I thought that's why she was covering. Like when she removed her hand, I was like, oh boy, here we go. But she's got nice teeth. That was nice. By the way, yes, let me take myself off camera here for a second. Her name is Jessie Powell Page. If she could marry Pod Awful, they could both be Jessie Powell Stroud. That would be perfect.
She didn't deserve that. So whatever the reason is behind it, it's unacceptable.
Fletcher's family still wrestle with why this happened. Was the young man scoping the scene to possibly rob her? Does he need help for a health issue or substance use disorder? Or was this a social media or TikTok trend with young people doing inappropriate things to go viral?
So, like, there's a new TikTok trend where young people are supposed to try and stick their fingers up old ladies' assholes? Is that what we're... You know what, kids? Go back to Tide Pods. It was better that way.
If you look closely, there's a phone sticking out of his shorts.
Oh, yeah, then he was 100% filming it. And this guy's retarded enough to film himself committing a sexual assault and to post it. I guarantee if you can find out who this guy is and you can find his TikTok handles and shit, I guarantee he posted this. And it's probably still up.
It could be very dangerous for him if it happens again, or if this is a TikTok challenge. Kids need to be aware, not everybody plays like that.
55 years of living and feeling safe in this neighborhood will not be tarnished by that one situation, with Mrs. Fletcher having this stern message for that individual.
I want him to know, you're not scaring me. No, absolutely not. So every day that it's nice weather, I will be on my porch.
In Louisville, Alexis Matthews.
And I don't want to see that monster on my porch anymore, that porch monster. I don't want to see him fucking around in this neighborhood no more. That is fucking troubling, though. If that is a social media trend, like going up on old ladies' porches and then just caressing their ass, like, you might just need to put them down at that point. Ryobi with $1 says, Aaron, please play the Louis card bit. The one about ends. The Louis card bit. The Louis card bit. Card. I know different Louis C.K. Bits that have the N-word in it, but I can't remember the card one. $2 from CJ says 45 ACP, so it doesn't happen again. Yeah, see, I figured some of you would want the death penalty for this one, but for me, this is a beating. This is a beating. Luxray Luxor says porch. Oh my God, no. Luxray Luxor, you think that's the term I was looking for? Porch. I can't even say that on the show. Oh my God. No, I was not thinking about that word at all. He was acting like some kind of animal at on the porch. I didn't have an animal picked out, but I would never use that phrase. Oh my God. You wouldn't believe what that guy in the chat said. Porch. Don't even know if I would. I mean, to demean a primate in that way, I would never. I'm an animal. T. Duden says, how about she not be so damn sexy? All right, that's enough. That's that cute chick's grandmother. Knock it off. It's her fault for having all that ass, I guess. Eric Cartman says, hey, she still got it. She's sexy. Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like she took it as a self-esteem boost. So if it was intended that way, the message was not delivered like that. She did not take it as a compliment. Pavement. No, I didn't think he did anything on the pavement. It was all on the porch. Aboliticious says, can I get Jessica's number? I figured somebody would ask. I figured they'd ask. A porch bonobo, says Taste Fairy Ialto. No, I don't think that's what I was asking. Was that? Wanhead Rex calling him a decrepophile. Well, that's an interesting name. 09 Canyon says, someone in the chat said that he was probably feeling her for wallet or keys. Could be. I would say no. I would say that's not what he was going for. With the phone tucked into the waistband like that, that totally just looked like I was jerking off. With the phone jammed in the waistband like that, I'm thinking it was probably him filming something for TikTok or whatever. Cockdiff says, my grandma would have put one between his eyes. Let's just say they weren't allowed on her property. T. Duden says, Granny's got a gun. Onehead Rex says, Granny got groped. Oh, wasn't the Louis C.K. poker scene about the gay F word, or do you mean the O&A clip about the origins of N? I was thinking the origins of N. The poker bit, that was about the gay F word, I thought. Yes, Vidam, they did. They've created like 3 or 4 and they can't decide who's the original. Unbelievable what I do to these people. I'm not even trying. I swear to God, I'm not even trying. I own without trying. $2 from Random Bacon says, go undercover as an old lady to catch them. I mean, just from now on, have somebody at the house. That's all. Just have somebody at the house. Hey, guys, thank you for those couple of donations. I appreciate it. We're 110 away from tonight's goal. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. We've got a little more than 45 minutes left in the show. We're 110 away. If you've got 5 or 10 for the toe, if you've got 20 for the toe, 50 for the toe, I don't know. But I think 5 or 10 at a time. We've got this, guys. We've got plenty of time. Let's jump in right now. Let's make it so I look halfway decent tonight. $2 from CJ says, golfed with creepy fetish guy today. ACP him too. Jeez, you got a lot of enemies. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, I'm pretty sure Granny can defend himself. No, not Florida Granny. That would be funny if Florida Granny got groped by a black guy on his porch. Be like, hey, what do you think you're doing? Like, why can't you don't have the balls to reach around and grab my nutsack? Like, he's Florida dog shit trash. He would definitely try to play it up. What, are you too afraid to grab my balls, you piece of shit? He would just taunt the guy until he was like, well, God, I thought it was going to be fun. Are you going to post that on your TikTok, you fucking homo? Granny would be a lot more fun target than that particular Granny was. Chevy fan says, I mean, Granny was turking. She did kind of have her arms over the... No, guys, we're not going to do the Granny was asking for it bit. We are not going to say that 78-year-old woman was asking that. In what world does a 78-year-old white grandmother in Louisville, Kentucky want a 13-year-old black kid touching her anywhere? I ask you right now, answer that question honestly. Aboliticious with $1 says, laughing my fucking ass off at No Pen. Oh, and good show, Aaron. Thank you, Aboliticious. I appreciate that. We're now 105 away from tonight. Guys, just keep filing them in the way you are. We'll get down there in no time. Thank you. Keep it moving. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Again, appreciate. No, Baba Shab, she was not presenting. We are not going to get to the part. No, Onehead Rex, she is not going to drop it like it's hot. That is not. No, Sam Show, she is not a whore. 09 Canyon says it depends. Is she his social studies teacher? Oh, God. I thought it was bad enough when they were 30. Now they're. No, you guys. This is not. Granny was peacocking. No, she wasn't. Papa Shab's calling her a coal burner. Now it's getting out of hand. This poor grandma, you guys were handling this story perfectly. By the way, thank you for the money. Keep it going. You guys were handling this story perfectly until something got into you. And all of a sudden now Granny's and I'm quoting, coal burner. You sons of bitches. Nader P says, Granny was out in the bars throwing it back to back that ass up 25 years ago. She was in her early 50s. For Christ's sake. You need me more as a woman. Oh, now we've got women attacking women. She says, sticking your ass in the air is presenting. Oh, for God's sake. Thank you, Wally World, for gifting another membership. We're now an even 20 away from 300 memberships, which would mean we go till 9 o'clock tonight, knock out all those memberships, and we got the goal knocked out too. Loaded Wrench with $2 says she's on Only Hips. Fuck. $100 away from tonight's goal. Can you get to 50 by the top of the hour? I wonder to myself, out loud to you. Can we get to 50 by the top of the hour? That would be awesome. Wanhead Rex got gifted a membership. Go ahead and pass that one along. We'll get there. Oh, boy. $2 from Random Bacon says, Granny smash me like a Foot Locker window. Okay, that's... Okay, that one's pretty solid. Wally is now at 30. Random Bacon is now at 27 for the week. Thank you, guys. It's getting fucking gross in here. I'm trying to keep it together. Abletitia says, keep it going. I'm laughing my ass off now. Well, we're at an even hundo and 20 gifted memberships away, so this fun does not have to end. Just keep knocking it out. You guys have been on a roll tonight, and I appreciate it. $1 from Chevy Fan says, Aaron, I just did some quick Googling. It turns out Granny has an OnlyFans, and this was just a promotion. I don't believe that. If she didn't want it, why did she show her ass? T. Duden, who needs a membership, says she was turning tricks and it went bad. That's not what happened. 09 Canyon says Granny was a cougar and now she's a snow leopard. All right. Yeah, see, at least we got Tilt One, who also needs a membership. He says her granddaughter was nice. It's nice that it's sprinkled in this filth. I can find one comment that's half decent. Oh, shit. McBuster says, so that lady bending over at the grocery store for a really long time. I missed out. Damn it. Vidam with $1 says, Granny loves black pussy and big black ass. He's an absolute beast. Oh, right. Roots says she should think about what she wears on her porch, old hoe ass. I just imagine like somehow this getting clipped by somebody and getting sent somehow to that woman's granddaughter, and the granddaughter watching it, and the granddaughter watching it, and the grandmother going, what are you watching there? Nothing, grandmother. Do not watch this. It's pure abject filth, and they're profiting off of it. Oh, God, I'm going to leave that one up there for you guys to read. Fucking hell. Oh, my God. Random Bacon with $2 says he wouldn't mind riding the back of that bus. I just want to say that I'm not against hitting the goal this way. I'm not against it. CJ with $2 says, admit it, Aaron. Your first thought was would. No, you can't say admit it and act like that makes it true. That's not how admit it works. I'm not, no. I wouldn't. She's 78. There's just so many wrinkles and folds. I can't. Vidam with $1 says, I once fucked a 65-year-old black woman. It was awesome. None of us needed to know that. None of us needed to know. Nader P says, what the Ring camera didn't catch was Granny telling him, you want those new Jordans or not? Papa Shab says, Spider is trying to spring a quick escape from your scalp. I look fantastic tonight. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. She's Appalachian, born and bred, says Honky. Coal mining and burning is in her blood. Son of a bitch. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan says, what the fuck is happening? Are we really 100 from the goal? Yeah, that's pretty standard for being about 40 minutes away from the end of the show. Chevy fan with $1 says, you're the one with your St. Louis dry rub. It's Kansas City and it's for barbecuing. Not coal burning. It's two different things. 95 away from tonight. Do it, hit it, call it a win for the toe. Let's do this thing. All right, I think you guys are good now. I think we're done. I'm scrolling down to the end of the chat. But I think we're starting to get over the disgusting comments from this last story about the 78-year-old woman being assaulted on her own porch sexually by a 13-year-old. I'm just going to get to the end. Rabbi Smoothie says, you can't stop me. Oh, man. Numero uno says, this is supposed to be the evening show audience. That goal should have been done and gone an hour ago. Fucking slackers. Look at that. Aboliticia says, we're doing it, but you're not doing it. And numero uno Josh Denny fan is he's calling you out a little bit. 95 away from tonight's goal. Keep those, let's up those 1s and 2s to 5s and 10s, and we'll be done pretty quick here. Like I said, about 40 minutes left. Hour and 20 left, though. I think, or an hour and 10 left if we get 20 more gifted memberships and we go to, 300 gifted memberships. Then we go till 9 o'clock tonight. So thank you guys. Keep it up. Aboliticious gifting a membership. Speak of the devil. 19 away from 300 and $90 away from tonight's goal. Thank you guys so much. I did challenge you to get to 50 by the top of the hour, so we're $40 away from that. Can we do a $40 rally in the next 6 minutes or so? Numero uno with $2 says, is your boy Trump alive? Still what's the news? We played a Trump clip from today already, my man. Played a Trump clip from today. Who got that one? McBuster got that gifted membership. 19 away from 300 and 90 away from tonight's goal. Again, thank you guys so much. Keep it going. Keep it moving. So this Senate Republican in Washington went on this rant about monkeypox. And Mediaite posted it and said, oh my God, this is terrible. This is homophobic. This is just absolutely awful. And I went and I watched the rant, and we're going to play it here in a second. I don't really understand what's so offensive and awful about it. I'll tell you this. I don't understand how they got on the conversation of monkeypox. I thought monkeypox had been done. I don't know why we need to go back into the monkeypox thing. But this guy felt the need to. Now, this is Senator Roger Marshall, a Republican from Kansas. They were discussing Trump firing CDC Director Susan Monarez after she refused to resign. And somehow, because I think some of these Kansas Republicans are kind of closeted homosexuals, he wanted to discuss monkeypox and gays. I don't know why. Now, Trump, we're finding out that Trump kind of fired this CDC director because he wants more information on the effectiveness of the vaccines and Pfizer's records and all of these medical companies' records. Trump's attitude is, I did Operation Warp Speed. We gave all this federal funding to these companies to come up with this vaccine for the pandemic. I want to know how effective it was. The drug companies do not want to release that information. They are dead set against it. Believe me, I can understand why. So we're going to play this clip in just a second. I do have a few contributions to get to. Thank you to numero uno Josh Denny fan for $5. That's a very appreciated $5. He says, any Tim Pool clips on the show today? No, but I will tell you this, my man. It's funny you bring that up. Tim, if you have any, send them to me. I was watching Tim Pool, his debate or his interview almost a year ago with Sam Cedar. And I will say this, I think Sam Cedar handed Tim Pool his fucking head. I think Sam Cedar really embarrassed Tim Pool, and I'm not a big Sam Cedar guy. Veldrain with $1 says, Granny was asking for it. She said, I didn't get this new hip for nothing. Got a fetish for some antique farm equipment. All right, that is not. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says, Tim Pool, that bald guy that can't kickflip. Bingo. That's the guy. $85 away from tonight's goal. Guys, can you get us not 35. Can you get us 30 in the next 3 minutes? Can we get a $30 run in the next 3 minutes to get to 50 by the top of the hour? $80 away from today's goal because numero uno Josh Denny fan says, Timmy started a new channel. Check it out. He made or he mad? Oh, he mad. Okay. I'll check out Angry Tim Pool either tonight or tomorrow morning if we run out of time, but we should have time for Angry Tim Pool. $80 away from tonight's goal. 19 gifted memberships away from 300. So keep it going. Like I said, about 2 minutes to go on a $30 run. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Please and thank you. You guys are doing an amazing job tonight. Just keep that slow roll coming, and we'll get that bad boy knocked out. All right, here's the Republican senator going on CNN to talk about monkeypox. Again, I will say this. We made fun of it when monkeypox was a thing, and the media was like, oh, this is going to be the next pandemic. Watch out. And then all of a sudden they found out that not just gays were getting it, but you had to be a gay guy who was just having fucking crazy orgies. It was gay dudes who were having sex with 8 guys at once. And then they were like, okay, well, I guess that straight people don't need to worry about it too much. But they still kind of kept it in the news. Then a gay couple's kid and their dog got monkeypox, and the media went, okay, shut this shit the fuck down. It's way too uncomfortable to talk about. And then you never heard about monkeypox anymore. I also want to apologize. This looked like a CNN clip. This is Newsmax. So these are right-wing people. They might be right with this guy on his monkeypox talk.
Senator, shifting gears a bit, I'd like to get your reaction to the recent house cleaning at the CDC. The president fired the recent director just a few weeks after taking the job, and we're also hearing about resignations and political infighting behind the scenes. What's your reaction to this leadership shakeup?
Well, number one, it's not lost upon me the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. Not one Senate Democrat voted for Dr. Monera's, the CDC director that was recently fired. Not one of them, but now they've lost their mind again. Why? Because they have Trumpitis. And then you think about the rest.
Well, it sounds like maybe they're mad because they have Trumpitis and they wanted the CDC director to give them a cure, and now they don't have a CDC director. Maybe that's why, you insensitive dick. God, everyone... none of these guys, this is why we're never going to find solutions to our problems, by the way. Every time you put these guys in front of a microphone and you're like, hey, the CDC, kind of important. What do you think? Well, these fucking Dumbocrats, they're all pieces of shit and they got Trumpitis. And then if you go like, hey, what's going on with the Epstein files, and you ask some Democrat and they're like, well, this is classic Republican. If you ask me, just a bunch of pieces of shit. And it's like, okay, so we're just not going to talk about the issue. We're just going to take shots at our, whoever we don't like. Or in this guy's case, he's about to take shots at gays. The thing he'd like to be, but can't admit it.
This crew, the crew that quit here are the folks that were standing right beside, arm in arm with Anthony Fauci, delivering lie after lie about the COVID vaccine. You fast forward to the monkeypox. This is the same group of so-called experts that told the entire country we should live in fear of monkeypox, but failed to tell us that unless you're a homosexual man, you don't have to worry about this at all, that monkeypox is a sexually transmitted disease. The group of people that quit here have made an entire career studying sexually transmitted viruses.
He's right. It does seem like he's kind of shoehorning the monkeypox thing and the gay thing and all of that, but he is right. That's not an unhinged rant that he went on. It is true that the CDC was like, hey, be careful of monkeypox. And then you're like, isn't And you'd follow the news, and it's like we had to put it together before the media gave it to us. We're like, it looks like these are just a bunch of gay dudes having butt fuck orgies. So as long as I'm not a gay dude having a bunch of butt fuck orgies, like you can just be a regular gay dude and you're not going to get monkeypox. But if you're doing the butt fuck orgies, red flag or brown flag, I suppose rainbow flag. Why not? It's for everybody. But if you were a heterosexual male, you're probably good. I mean, the whole thing, the like patient zero for that outbreak was some like Dutch gay fuck festival that people were coming from around the world to be a part of.
Like hepatitis and HIV and monkeypox. They see all they have is a hammer, and they see every problem, is a nail to them. That's all they want to talk about is vaccines. It's time to maybe flip the agenda. And this is why President Trump chose Bobby Kennedy Jr. Bobby Kennedy Jr. is...
That's right. The reason that Donald Trump chose me to be the Health and Human Services Secretary is my next plan is actually I'm going to go to where all the homosexuals are, and I'm going to glue their ass cheeks together. They can't then spread monkeypox. That's going to be one of our biggest items. Numero uno with $10 says, "Can we is the evening audience poor now? Can we take a gander at the Tim Pool link? By the way, that Friday show was an all-timer. I wasn't on Friday. I wasn't on Friday. You're talking about you're talking about the Thursday Rumble Link Friday that we did. You son of a bitch. Thank you very much. That's now 36 for numero uno, and it puts us $60 away from tonight's goal. Guys, let's go. We've got this thing. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Where does 35 put him? 35 puts numero uno in fourth place, and it puts Wally in the cuck chair at 30. Random Bacon just fell out of the cuck chair. Now Random Bacon is at 29. All right. Thank you very much. We're close. Especially those last two spots. We're very close. Speaking of close, we're close to the goal. $60 away. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. I'm going to lean towards numero uno Josh Denny fan because he's been so generous tonight. I'm going to give him his way. Sergeant Hulka with $5 says the reason for the collapse of the Democratic Party and their agenda was they skipped murder hornets. Was that what it was? That's my bad. I forgot that part. I forgot about murder hornets. That was going to be the thing that killed us all. That was the double whammy right after COVID. Was like, yeah, now murder hornets are here. Holy shit. We survived. I don't think they ever found any live murder hornets in America. I think they found like some dead ones on a shipping container, and everybody lost their shit. Numero uno says, we going till midnight or what? If they hit 400 memberships, we'll go till midnight. $55 away from tonight's goal. Keep going, keep moving. You guys have moved very nicely so far tonight. Finish it up, $50. That's just like 5 or 6 of you throwing in 10. I appreciate it. I'm going to go into this Tim Pool thing. Should we do the Sam Cedar one or the... let's let numero uno pick. Do we do the Sam Cedar one or the Patrick Bet-David one? Patrick Bet-David is a fucking shyster too. Like Patrick Bet-David is... I've been watching more and more stuff, both him doing stuff and people talking about him. Patrick Bet-David is... First of all, he sounds like a guy... He sounds like your uncle who just listened to conservative talk radio and repeated the talking points. Like he's not very deep. But then also they were talking about his life insurance business that he runs. And it's basically like he gets people to pay him to like sell annuities. And then like most of his money comes from the money he takes from people to use his company to sell annuities and shit. Like it's really... It's a weird fucking, it's not a Ponzi scheme, but it's like a weird pay to play thing where he's like at the top of the, can't call it a pyramid. He's at the top of the mountain and everyone else is trying to climb the mountain, but they have to pay him first to climb the mountain, and they got to sell. It's a really fucked up business that he's got. Numero uno with $1 says, I was expecting well, we didn't have any shows on Friday. Numero uno with $1 says, which one you think I'm picking, Einstein? I'm going to say the cedar one. He says, take a close look at those thumbnails, Four Eyes. Oh, the one with red bar in it. Okay. The one with red bar. Numero uno, I can't keep track of all your donos here. You're at 41 now. Thank you. They're coming in hot and heavy. Thank you, guys. About $50 left in tonight's goal. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Let's check out a little Tim Pool.
I'd like to.
So he's pissed. What the fuck is Red Bar doing watching Sam Cedar? Red Bar's not a political guy, but okay.
To formally apologize to Sam Cedar. Sam, I'm so sorry for hurting your channel, and it's rough. It's rough. But I want you to know that I sincerely mean this. That because I was sick for the past 3 weeks and you didn't have any videos to make, your views are down and your subscriber count is down. And it's all true. It's all true. He's down 5 million views for August because I was out for 3 weeks. He didn't make a single video about me for 4 weeks because I wasn't here. And without me here, he just couldn't do it, could he? What up, loser? Welcome.
This is kind of a look at the real Tim Pool. This is getting to see behind the curtain. The reason, like, look, if you want to mock a guy because all he does is talk about you and without you, he couldn't exist, there's a time and a place to do that. You can cut a wrestling promo and you can be that. If you're like a morning zoo hack fucking morning show guy like me, if you're a clown. But if you're trying to be like, oh, I go to secret Israel meetings and I go to the White House and I do this and I do that, you can't stoop to that level. You can't be like sorry, your views are down. It's because I was off for 3 weeks. I think it's because Sam Cedar, his show goes in like peaks and valleys. I was watching a video today where someone went through the numbers and they're like, no, Sam Cedar went down 7 million views 1 month and you had nothing to do with you. And like all of Sam Cedar's biggest videos have nothing to do with Tim Pool. And it's just like, you can tell when people are doing this because they're gloating. And you can tell when somebody's doing this because it's personal. And with Tim Pool, he cannot shake the fact that people feel like Sam Cedar crushed him on his own show. And Sam Cedar is kind of a smarmy, whiny, liberal guy. But here's the deal. Tim Pool, what Sam Cedar exposed in that interview with Tim Pool is that Tim's not a real conservative. Tim's grifting. He pulled the mask off Tim Pool like someone pulled the beanie off his head. So, I mean, there's shows out there that owe their entire existence to me, but like, I don't keep track of their stats. I don't watch their shit. I don't look at their channel. I don't do any of that because I'm secure in the show I do. And I'll just kind of poke fun here once in there. I'll go like, haha, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have shit. I'm a draw. And I'll do that and I'll be shitty and I'll smile about it. But Tim Pool can't say that Sam Cedar, who I think has been on the air much longer than Tim Pool has, you can't just go like, oh yeah, I've been checking your channel and I've been looking at this and it's like, that's kind of a cell phone. That's a cell phone. Tim, that's a bit of a cell phone you just did there because you're going, I'm watching Sam Cedar constantly. I'm monitoring his stats constantly. That's kind of bitch behavior, and that's kind of an L for you regardless. Also, we all watched the interviews. We know you got your fucking ass spanked by Tim Pool. You're upset. You were the 78-year-old woman on the porch. He was the 13-year-old black kid filming a TikTok. You got smacked in the ass like a little baby, and you're still pissed about it.
Welcome to the first video on the @TimPool channel. Shout out to YouTube for giving me the @TimPool channel, which I never had, but now we do. And
I don't care. Can I skip around? Because he's boring. Like, Tim Pool is supposed to be like, I am a commentator on policy, and I am a policy expert, and I do all these things on politics and this and that. Okay, then you can't have a Howard Stern versus Mancow feud with Sam Seder. You have to pick a lane. And honestly, I would just stick with the political grift if I were him, because I've watched guys like Adam Conover rattle Tim Pool, and Adam Conover's a pushover. Should be Adam Pushover. But Tim's not for the drama shit. You know, you hear him say that. He said it in the Sam Seder interview. He goes, all right, you're just doing drama farming now. You're just doing a drama farming thing. And he wasn't. But now, Tim, what are you doing? I think that Sam Seder interview got to him. And because Tim Pool doesn't need to obsess over Sam Seder. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim Pool is on multiple platforms and he has a way bigger audience than Sam Seder.
But also Red Bar, who made this video and is talking about Sam Seder. I'm going to play the video for you. It's funny. And shout out. Here you go.
I thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
But what can you do with this information?
I want Tim Pool's name out of your goddamn mouth. You don't. Tim Pool is up here. You are all the way down in the sewers.
Tim Pool doesn't know Red Bar's fucking with him, does he? Like Red Bar a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, he did a thing about steel toe. And all these anti-steel toe people were pissed because I was yucking it up and playing. I'm like, thanks, Mike. Red Bar rules, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, don't you know he's fucking with you? And I'm like, no, I had no idea that Red Bar isn't serious about anything. Tim Pool thinks that Red Bar is shouting him out. First of all, Red Bar is the furthest thing from a conservative. And second of all, when Red Bar goes, he's up here and you're down here, Red Bar thinks both of you are shit.
Okay. You ever heard anyone say that? Let me guess. Tim Pool's beanie. How wonderful. How thoughtful. Let me guess. You hate Tim Pool. You want to make fun of Tim Pool? I'm going to make fun of you the same way you treat Tim Pool. Okay? Sound good? I am livid at this, man. Let's see how he wraps this up. Let's see how he handles it.
Whether or not it's true is not what matters. Though it does play a role.
Not funny. Don't show me your teeth. I'm getting ideas.
So this is what's
Yeah, Tim, Red Bar's fucking with you, dude.
Sam Seder does. Let me just address these clips, right? I mean, if you guys watch...
Wait, why didn't you just play Sam Seder playing the clip of you sounding like a dipshit? Why did you have to put Red Bar's commentary in there? Is it because you were a little insecure about Sam's criticism? You do seem to have this weird thing with Sam Seder where he can kind of get to you where nobody else can. I also found it interesting that on the day Alex Stein was coming in to shit on Tim's entire staff about how they talk about Israel and how they cover for Israel, Tim Pool couldn't be bothered. He couldn't be in. Interesting.
Content. You must have a general philosophical understanding, moral philosophy, the philosophical consequences of quantum physics, all very interesting things. I will say that.
That was scripted. He was reading that off a thing. First of all, you can't do that. You can't be like, if you're going to do this, you have to have a philosophical quantum physics, blah, blah, blah. You're either shitting on the guy and we're playing shitting on each other, or you're trying to make this a big political thing. It's just, if you try to put your feet in both buckets, you're going to fall over, dude. And you're not really built for either one. Honestly, Tim Pool's on borrowed time. I don't know how he's made it this long. I have a theory that, like on the left, the David Pakmans and the Kyle Kalinskis, and on the right, the Tim Pools of the world and the Patrick Bet Davids, there's dark money behind them. You know, I know Tim Pool took money from the Russians through that Tenet Media deal or whatever, but like Tim Pool's got a benefactor. Tim Pool's got a sugar daddy. You know, like we got Rabbi Smoothie and Numero Uno and Miss Tay and Gray Duckling and all these different people and Steven and Walter and all these guys. Shout outs. But I feel like Tim Pool, it's all AstroTurf. There's something keeping him going.
One thing that I've mentioned over and over and over again, in context. is that as it pertains to the culture war, it doesn't matter what's true because people believe whatever they want. You can argue with someone day and night that we did land on the moon and that the earth is round, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, by the way, that is a thing that Tim Pool and Patrick Bet-David do really well. They take the point you're making and they bring up something completely fucking unrelated that has nothing to do with what you were talking about and act like they just said something profound. It's so retarded. Tim, the culture war. Tim, you don't have an opinion on the culture war. You're a fence-sitting douche. You're doing all of this to grift off of dumb people who holler when you say culture war.
Truth is immaterial to these individuals. Thus, what Sam Seder does is, because his viewers are low IQ and because Sam knows what he's doing, right? What basically happens is I will make a philosophical point that in the context of a culture war, the truth doesn't matter. People will choose to believe things that are obviously fake because it fits their worldview and they want to believe it. Sam will cut everything out and play a clip of me just saying the truth doesn't matter. It plays a role, but ultimately, and then say, ha, 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 look how dumb he is.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun to play clips of you sounding like a moron and then going, ha, 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 ha. Like Tim Pool has this ego where he's like, he should have played the brilliant 4 minutes before and then the brilliant 4 minutes after. Yeah, because Tim Pool never puts a clip up of someone out of context and then plays it and rips it to shreds. Tim, that's how this game works. That's the bullshit internet politics game you're in. I've never seen someone do a thing and then bitch harder about having that thing done to him than Tim Pool. Philosophy be damned, I just find him insufferable and hard to watch. God, he's the fucking worst. He's really bad. Numero uno with $1. Thank you very much. He says, Tim Pool is a real angry little boy using Red Bar to get clicks while acting like Sam uses Tim for the same. Right. Yeah, don't fucking use Mikey D. Main Vein with $5. Says, late to the show tonight, listen to InfoWars today. Never heard Alex so mad and disappointed. This is why the right never wins. Every time they have power, they go cannibal. The left galvanizes. There's some truth to that. I would agree with that, Main Vein. Thank you for the 5. Numero uno with another $5. Thank you so much. He says, LOL, he thinks Mike is on his side because he's making fun of a guy he hates. What a retard. Numero uno with another $2 says, will Sam just do a quick YouTube search for Red Bar Tim Pool and scroll through the various videos shitting on him? Sam is about to be on the obeyment list. Uh-oh. 45 away from today's goal. That is 8 more. For numero uno, where does that put him? At 49 for numero uno in 4th place. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes left. We are $45 away from our goal. Random Bacon with $2 says, so egotistical to think you make some channel, Tim. CJ with $2 says, Tim is a liberal. Sam lied about him years before the debate. Oh, is that what the fucking girly fight we're having is? Yeah, Tim's got a long memory. Tim's a lot like a bitch. Tim's got a bitch-made memory, really. Thank you, Random Bacon. You're back in the cuck chair at 31. Wally is at 30. And we are $45 away from tonight's goal. You guys have gotten very, very close. But we have 10 minutes left, and we need to knock this thing out. We're 19 memberships away from 300. Let's go. Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, PayPal, the whole deal. $2 from Numero Uno says bunch of Jews in the evening audience now. And not the based ones like Cedar and Marin. Marin's getting a lot of attaboys for his Joe Rogan takes. I'm telling you right now, I think that Marin thing is the start of the water's starting to get a little cold for the Rogan sphere. I think Joe Rogan deciding to stick his toes in the political waters is going to prove to be the source of not his total undoing, because his audience is way too big, but it's going to be a big thorn in his paw for a long time, is deciding to go against the whole, I'm not going to have political people on the show because then I'll be beholden to them. Well, guess what? You've had political people on your show now, and you're beholden to them. They call you for favors. They put their people on to kind of address PR stuff. I think Mark Maron was a little right. I think especially about the trans thing where he's like, you guys won. Like, you guys got to make your trans jokes. You got to say all your jokes. You won this part of the culture war, the censorship thing. You've taken over comedy now. It is like, it's looked at differently when you're the conqueror versus the rebel. You know, when you win, like, shit changes. I think Mark Maron, I'll tell you this, because I've done some videos. I've posted some clips on the Maron Rogan stuff, and they've all done very, very well. And while they've done very, very well, the overwhelming opinion people have is that Maron's right and Rogan's losing it. So that's very interesting. Like I said, that the Trump thing was a huge accomplishment at the time, but you know, we didn't realize that the water was starting to get cold at that point. Thank you, Random Bacon, for the $5. Says we need a silver seduction video segment once a week. That was not my intention with the black kid and the 78-year-old woman. I was not trying to do a silver seduction video. Wally World gifting $5. Thank you very much. That puts us at 35 for tonight. It also puts Wally World at 35. It puts Random Bacon at 41. Oh man, I'm having to keep up with all of these. Jesus. Numero uno with $5 says Jews are cool now. Somewhat. I can't keep up. $30 away from tonight's goal. 18 memberships away from 300. Thank you guys so much. Let's get that last 30 taken care of. Aboliticious with $2 says Hunter S. Thompson was once asked what his opinion of baseball was. His response was that it was nothing more than a bunch of angry Jews arguing on the front porch. I didn't know that he'd said that. Numero uno's now at $54 for this week. He's storming. He's nearly in second place. Oh my God. Hey guys, all of you jump in now and knock out that last 30. The evening show audience is doing it great tonight. Thank you so much. We've got about 6 minutes left. All of you jump in now. Now all of you start throwing in memberships and Streamlabs and PayPals and Venmos. $30 is nothing for this audience, knock wood. You've got 6 minutes to do it. Let's see if you can hammer it out in this 6 minutes with just $30 left. I've been very excited about the way you guys have gone about your business tonight. I don't think anybody has done anything over 10 at a time. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, if you want to do 20, nobody here is going to stop you. But unbelievable work, guys. And you guys have done it 10 and under all evening. So do me a favor, finish it up. Look at this. Secret with $25. Oh my God. We're 5 away. Holy shit. This has been unreal tonight. Now that does break our 10 and under thing that I think we were going to get there. I think we were going to get there with that 10 and under. Unreal. $2 from Numero Uno. He says, Jews are cool now. Sorry. Well, Maron, I really thought when Maron came out with that thing, that take on Rogan, I thought he was going to get fucking crucified for it. He got a lot more attaboys than he did getting shit on. That's for sure. Nader P says you are going to need some racism or another silver segment to hit the goal. I don't know, man. We're like $4 away. So I feel like we're pretty goddamn close. Oh, look at this. No Pen with $5. And there it is, guys. Another win for the toe. No Pen with 5 says, give this to Numero Uno. That's going to put Numero Uno squarely in third place. Numero Uno is now at 61. Hunter is in fourth with 57, and Random Bacon is in the cuck chair with 41. Guys, a goddamn win for the toe. MSO says, damn. I will say this, MSO. I think it was easy. It was pulling teeth this morning. So that was, I think, a win for you, even though we hit it. I think it was nice to have a nice and easy one where it just kept coming in. So I think it was nice that I got a nice and easy one tonight, for sure. For sure. Aboliticious with $1 says bump for no pen. Vadam with $5 says, Jesus Christ, dude, they're not the scum of the earth. Oh my God. Vadam says everyone send in your hate towards the Jew. Jesus. Numero uno with $2 says Jews rule. Team Citizen M, hashtag doxing is gay. No. You mean Christian Wyatt. You mean Christian Wyatt, not Citizen M. Why would you? He doxes a shitload of people, and he goes after private citizens and shit like that. I figured you would be against that kind of a thing. I was just trying to help people get justice, is all. From Christian Wyatt. I think if people are doxed, and I think if people are harassed, I think they deserve to be able to confront their harasser. And that's what I'm allowing people to do with Christian Wyatt. And I thought Christian Wyatt was proud to be Citizen M. I didn't think that it would be a problem. $2 from numero uno Josh Denny fan says Jew Power Hour hit the goal. I mean, the goal is hit. You guys have done it. And you did it with like 4 or 5 minutes to spare. I mean, sometimes I don't know what to do with myself when you guys rally up like this. So thank you so much. So I blew through the Tim Pool thing. I blew through the Alex Jones Owen Shroyer stuff. I got to say, evening show, I gave you the goods, and you came up huge with the contributions and another win for the toe. So I don't know. I got to thank you. Oh, of course.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Let's also throw another 4 at numero uno. That puts him at 65. He's getting closer and closer. He's enjoying the toe tonight, old numero uno. Wait, it's another 2. Numero uno with $2 says, let's solve this in the ring. SP versus Citizen M. Ooh, old Christian Wyatt has... he's a very frail individual. He's a very tiny, minuscule boy. I don't think he'd do he seems like he scares easy. I don't want to frighten the poor boy. That's all. Thank you very much, numero uno. So now where does that put our official standings? Rabbi Smoothie at 77, Brian M at 70, numero uno at 67, Hunter at 57, and Random Bacon at 41. Wow. Thanks, guys. Unbelievable. Papa Shop says he has bird bones. Yeah, he kind of has bird bones. He's a bit Adam Lanza-ish. Uh-oh. All right, we will talk to you later. Have a great rest of your night. We're going to have an awesome morning show tomorrow. Johnny will be here again, and he's going to be alert and awake and ready to go all 4.5 hours, I'm telling you right now. If you didn't hear at the beginning of the show, the new evening show schedule going forward is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because I just think with football season starting, Mondays are a suicide pact, and my son has football starting pretty soon as well, and I want to be at all those games, but I'm not going to short you guys on shows, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening will be the new evening show schedule. 6 to 8. Thanks again, guys. Have a great rest of your night. You've done incredible work tonight.